in our members. And we thought of, in our XCOM discussions and all, we decided that I think it's high time to recognize this particular, group of people and how do we support them? How do we support them? And also, we have now so many of I'll say smart Chanakya guys who not only are opening up companies in shipping, but they are entering into various areas of healthcare, and tourism and many other industries, So we just thought of having a very formal discussion that how do we take it forward. So this is like the first ever seminar we are doing it, and we intend to do it on a regular basis. We will decide on the frequency while we are concluding the seminar, and we will see whether our discussion has been successful. The objective we wanted to achieve, are we able to achieve or not, or this is just a talk we thought it may be successful and it is not. So it's a you can say it's a more of some sort of experiment what we are doing, and so I welcome all our I can see a lot of seniors here, Captain Komi, the senior most, and Captain Dixit is also here. So he is also here, and then I can see youngest Chanakya, if he is awake already. What's his name? Vijay Bharti? No, he is not there. So we actually had Captain Dixit and yourself 1957, where is it? 5860. And Vijay Bharti is what? 1040? 1030? Yeah. So it's great that we had such a sort of a range of members here. So without wasting much time, I will call upon Pradeep, again great successful entrepreneur, to probably start with. You would like to start with some. Harsh? Yeah, okay. So Harsh is going to be, what is the schedule and all. He is more into it. He is the one who is arranged it.
Thank you, sir. Sorry for the confusion. Pawan sir asked me to take care of MC for this event, and I started doing the methodical approach, which has all gone all over the place now. We are just staying by the ear, and we'll see how it goes. So we're starting with Saurabh Kumar, Captain Saurabh Kumar, and welcome Saurabh to the stage. He is going to talk about giving a quick review about what's happening in the industry right now and where one can find opportunities in terms of the emerging technologies. So that will kind of set the tone for the discussions that will follow. And after Saurabh, we will have Pallav sir, who will come, and he has built a product for maritime industry, and he will give a brief demo and he will talk about how it works. So let's start with Saurabh.
Good morning, everyone. It's really a privilege and real honor to be here. It's a best gathering. I am Captain Saurabh Kumar, PSC 2005-2008, September 6442. I have been into this technical and commercial mathematics last 10 years. And from last 3 years, I am running my own company, based in Mumbai and in Dubai. So it's really a great platform. I was discussing with Pawan, who said we should do it, and we didn't have any clear plan how we want to do it. But here I just like to outline things. As an entrepreneur, as a startup, we are always looking for the challenges and how we can really address it or find a way to convert it into a business opportunity. So, Okay, so I will just discuss about the future of shipping, taking into timeline of 2030. Let's say how coming 6 years, what are the areas, what are the challenges, and where we can align ourselves, our business ideas. So as we know that shipping ports, they are still under 80% of the global trade, and they are very crucial to our supply chain. And anything affecting it, it's really affect all our lives, our where we live, and anything disrupting it, as we saw during the period of COVID, that it's really made our things, it really make ourselves to shift, and the change we do the shifting. So, this is the data from UNCTAD. It's changing here. Average growth so far is the last 2 decades is 2.9%. But coming on to 2026, even more, it's going to be around 2.5%. So you can see that though it was very low during the period of COVID, but being shipping is so resilient, and our resolve in that period really helped to bounce back to our previous level. So I will discuss, come straight to the point, to discuss what are the trends in the shipping going on right now, and where there is a challenge, there is opportunity. So of course, the first is the digitalization, and I believe all the shipping companies are adapting the digitalization in a way it suits them. So and as yesterday and last few days, and everybody is talking about AI and how it's going to change. This is a big buzzword going on, and I'm sure that everybody has heard about it, but how to put it into the real business and how things going to shape, that we have to discuss among ourselves, and it's I think it's really a very good opportunity. Next thing, the climate change and pollution mitigation. Of course, our regulations and shipping, the way we do the shipping is changing. Every year we have a new regulation coming up from the IMO. We have the pressure of GHG emission to reduce, how to go into more renewable, less CO2 index and everything. And even we are now talking about carbon trade and everything. So taking everything into account, the way we do the conventional shipping has, taking into account all these things. So we found a very big gap going on, and we really look to how to fill up that gap. Third one is geopolitical influence. Of course, anything happening any around the world, it really affects us. Right now, we have war going on in one part of the world, and then it's really difficult, the cost goes up, and then to navigate through this crisis, how to still stay relevant and profitable, this is also one of the biggest challenges. And of course, nothing can happen without maritime workforce. And when we talk about maritime workforce, then we are talking about, like yesterday we were talking about the trade, seafarer, that is one part. Then we are also talking about the ports. Then we are also talking about the way shipping management or commercial things runs. There is a huge gap there also in India, as well as to how to promote more ship chartering activities and ship owning, which we have discussed yesterday. There is a huge gap. We are still dependent on 90% for the freight on the foreign ship owners. Okay. So now we have a diverse for the future. So technology and sustainability. We are going to focus on these two things, so that any technology coming, how to adapt that and how to convert it into our profitable business. So let's say yesterday Captain Daniel was there. He also said that he there is a 1 point window coming up, and really, I mean, the way government things were happening 3-4 years back for everything, now it's all digitalized. Getting certificates for seafarer or getting a registration for the ship, it's all going to be digitalized. It's really going to be a game changer. And okay, here is the threat to the shipping industry. So when I say threat, I mean there is a challenge. There is a challenge, and I'm sure that everybody can see there is a opportunity. So top of the line is the environmental issue, of course. That how, I mean, this is going to be more and more to be aligned with the government agenda to become carbon zero by 2050, and I mean, if 80% of trade happening in shipping, then it cannot happen without shipping. Yeah. So how to adapt these regulations in cost effective way? I think that is a big challenge going on. We know that now people are shifting to, of course, we are already at the low bunker, 0.1% bunker fuel going on. People are talking about LNG bunkering, people are talking about methanol bunkering, but still, I mean, we have heard about it. In India, of course, there is nothing at the moment. So, we have a selective seminar based on that also coming on. But yes, I mean, people who can recognize this, these are the areas, and then we should start working down. Then coming down the line, 3-4 years, 5 years, I think we will have a very strong position. Another challenge is the low preparedness of the digital development. We are talking about automation and AI. I mean, people know the power of it, but to use it into day-to-day shipping and how to make a platform, how to make it worthy of basically profitable things, that is more important. And the idea is sometimes so expensive, people they heard about it, maybe this is only from big company game. But if you're talking about Dracea and Dracea and Eldra, and then we are trying to pull the ideas and to build over it. So this is what we are going to do, and we are looking forward to have some common connect so that we can keep discussing the idea. It's not a one-day job, but we would like to keep talking about it and reach somewhere. Geopolitical disruption, of course, this is one thing since last 2 years. In one business, now you have to choose a side, or one business you are making profit, another one you are making losses. So this is something out of our control, but yeah, to navigate this, how to navigate it the best possible way. If we have the support of all the stakeholders, then of course, I mean, and in that way, all the online technology and everything is going to help us out. If everything is connected, you know how to navigate through all these crises. And that's where I'm talking about the collaboration. It's really, if we are not collaborating, if we are talking in silos, then it's not efficient. And something which is not efficient, it's not going to work in a profitable way. And in that way, it comes like we talk about data sharing. And data sharing is going to be sometimes like people are saying where the data should be. Data should be here, locally, on cloud or somewhere, which is of course going to be a key concern, because now data is going to be a new currency, which everybody should agree. And let's see, I mean, this is all about collaboration, how we agree to things so that everybody is happy. Cyber security. Of course, cyber security as more and more shipping companies, system, they're talking about handling things from the shore, then there is always a threat of cyber hacking and so many things, you know. So there is a big, almost very big opportunity if somebody is going into the things of cyber security in shipping.
Can you point it there? That's it. Just ask him to hold the slide.
Okay. Okay. Now we are taking we will discuss about the technology which is going to be more prominent and shipping should partnership with the leading IT tech companies or entrepreneurs to partnership with to have a better understanding of all these things. So if you are talking about the prominent technology, it should be predictive analytics, IoT-enabled solution, and AI. So when we talk about predictive analytics and big data, this is big data means we have to have a system. We need to collect all the data and then we need to know how to analyze it and how to use it in our own future business strategies. So IoT, AI, before AI, these things is going, IoT is from like last 5, 6 years, 10 years already in place. There are a lot of companies I know, they are already working on this idea, they are trying to have the sensors, data, start collecting the data from the shipping. I think that is already in place, but how they are going to use it and how we can make a business around it, that we have to talk about. Of course, last 2 days we have talked a lot about artificial intelligence and everybody, I think, on the same page. Okay, now this is digital twin and business support. In the shipping where we are very much, risk assessment and we need a lot of operation where a slight mistake can lead to big disaster. So, this is one of the things digital twin where all the processes we can just digitalize and see how a particular things behave without going into that problem. And it's really it will help in the future in case of problem to solve it out in the shortest possible time. ICS, integrated control system, of course it is already been equipped with such things, all the new ships already have. But to connect it to the shore, to have the real-time data and to maintain for the performance and the documentation and to avoid all the hassles which we are facing, in the communication. That is one of the integrated control system. There are companies who are into it, but I don't think so. In India, we have much initiative on this part. Robotics and drones. This is one of our favorite, which we are really looking into it. Of course, I have seen this is already being used for hull cleaning and all. But yes, in the future, the drones and I think now you see that much of the war is done by the drones. So of course, in the shipping, the drone is going to be really a key player in the coming future. AI, I think AI already have a good presentation on it and they are having a demo also. People are doing it, and I think AI also going to be augmented reality, going to be a key segment for the crew training where they can feel and see the real things, and it will help for the future seafarer. So, okay, in conclusion, there is only 2 things that we see. There is a technological advancement, and then we have to keep our pace with that technological advancement, and it has to be sustainable, of course. By sustainable, we mean it has to be competitive, and of course, and then it has to be done by the collaboration of the different stakeholders. So, with this thought, I like to end my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. That was the idea of that presentation was we had to but it was not about what Saurabh is doing, but give a broad idea of what is out there in the market, and that will set the tone for the coming conversation. So Saurabh talked about AI, and we had next presentation from Pallav sir, who has actually built something on AI. So I would like to welcome him next, and he will give his own introduction. Pallav sir.
I am Pallav. Somebody call me Hostik Pallav, my school mate. My college mate call me PP. Some seniors call me with the PP. Name is complicated, Hostik Pallav, so as a life. But some Chanakya teacher who love me call me Pasupati, like Captain S.V. Sinha sir. So, and the SIP number, or you can say the prisoner number 6017. But Ula sir, I think I am, but yes, I copied his style because no smile, which you will see in my product presentation. So first of all, I apologize because first time I am coming up to the public platform speaking. As a tech entrepreneur, we have many content, especially as a non-tech founder. You are leading a ERP solution, enterprise application, not just product based, just like a function based. Then you have a many content that can go for hours and hours for the day to day. But yes, if public speaking is the first time, if I like humble sometime, if I speak in Hindi sometime, please apologize me. So before proceeding,
You can be relaxed.
yeah. Although I am connected with the one-to-one with everyone, I think I thank to user Captain Pawan Gupta sir, almost hours and hours conversation. I think more than 2.5 hours. We had a conversation in last 2 months, and he convinced me people of why this platform is very good and what you have done so far is really good. Whatever you have understand regarding this my products, sir. So that's why. And the second thing, I just wanted to take the name of Captain Ashok Bhatura sir. I was in Singapore in LDC, which was first. I was just there. So I got the opportunity to work with him, connected with him almost like 5 to 6 years, 7 years. So one thing I taken from him is humbleness. After running a business for almost 20, 25 years, 30 years, and the humility and then humbleness is what he has, I'm not seeing anywhere. And that's why I'm taking his name, and I'm taken irrespective of he's not my client, so I'm not taking volume and then mentoring irrespective of what's his goal or line. So thank you very much, sir. Some of them who has influenced my life, and for some of them I have influenced, but because going against the tide, चाहे वो बिहार से एग्जाम्पल से शेयर करना चाहता हूँ, क्योंकि मैं प्रेजेंटेशन अभी नीचे सिखाऊंगा, मेरा प्रोडक्ट है, चाहे वो हमारा बिहार से जहाँ से मैं आता हूँ, और उस स्कूल से जहाँ से अगर कुछ बिहार के होंगे तो मालूम होगा, IAS मित्रहाट का स्कूल है, आई थिंक काफ़ी IAS आर्टिस्ट पैदा होते हैं वहाँ से. थैंक यू सर. इसलिए ज़रूरी है ये बताना इस प्रोडक्ट के पहले, क्योंकि मैंने अगेंस्ट द टाइड ही राइड किया है, एंड दैट वाज इंप्रेशन डे टू डे, एंड दैट इज फॉर एवरीवन कि अपने आप को कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट करनी चाहिए. When I went into school and then I passed out, I was more into the sports. 60% बिहार में मार्क्स लाने वाला बंदा within 6 months it getting into IIT with 2766 rank. It is incredible for me also. 99 जून में मैं 60% rank 60% मार्क्स लाया, and then in 2000 I got into the main AIS. Yes, that is incredible for me when I look back. And then again in CAT. In 2008, I given the exam. I got the percentile 72, and in mathematics it's just totally 0. In the next year, in 2009, when I given the same CAT, I got percentile 99.66, especially in quant, and then overall 96.7. Although, like many of my batchmates from school, college, to the super college, from the SP Jam, and to the teacher, whatever I am still doing or I have done, whether I got the company, the big company I work across, Musk, Cargill, Scorpios, Norway, LSE, all this goes against after saying me, and that gave me, not I proud myself यही मुझे नंबर होनी है। तो उसी का ये जो प्रोडक्ट रजिस्ट्री दिखाने जा रहा हूँ सर, इसका इंस्पेक्शन मेनली यूएस कंपनी से, आई थिंक एवरीबडी इज इन द शिपिंग, दे नोज क्या क्या प्रोडक्ट या क्या क्या आप लोग यूज कर रहे हैं आप लोग अपनी कंपनी के लिए। So but when you come into the commercial sector, commercial manufacturing, trading, you have a very limited option. Even the Asia Pacific has a very limited options. You don't, not even limited, you don't have anything. You don't have anything. All the product is from the Europe, from the US. Not a single one. And I name it, maybe some of you using, some of you knowing it, like a lesson, like a Sagna email for email, NetPass, Kepler for distance, Kepler for live tracking, marine traffic, NetPass, and then Sigfix, Access Marine, all from the Europe, not from even the Asia Pacific. Even out of 10 decarbonization company, you name it, the 0 lot to 044, 0 digital, 0 DMVGL to everybody, all from Europe. Why not from India? Why not from Asia Pacific? And that deal allowed me from the last 12 years, from the Kargil, when I went to the Kargil and saw how scattered, like the system, how fragmented software was, from the email to even voice estimation to charging to invoicing. Everything was scattered. Either you will subscribe for the multiple software with the NetPass, live tracking, DLS, and then based on IMS of the software. And there is no alternative. Alternative is XCC. So either you put your millions dollar of invoices, millions dollar freight in the XCC, or you go to the big company and charge in 60 dollars. So my inspiration was that to just like everyone, like the Amazon guys, they started the Flipkart, like Paytm, they take the inspiration from the PayPal, Ola, they take the inspiration from the Uber. I took my inspiration from the Wesson, the US-based company, and the only monopolized industry, in monopolized software industry, and in the center. So this was my short brief, because the product is so vast, I don't want to show the presentation. One-to-one, I think we are connected with many of you, sir, many of you. So can you run the product, please?
Our AI-powered application brings intelligence and efficiency to the maritime industry. As a Microsoft partner and Founders Hub member, we leverage Microsoft's resources to deliver high-quality, reliable, AI-driven solutions for maritime excellence. Ocean DM is an AI-driven maritime commercial system designed to optimize vessel management and operations with intelligent solutions, AI-powered voyage management, smart financial management with predictive insights, AI-enhanced chartering and operational efficiency, automated compliance and regulatory support, real-time market data with AI-driven analytics, integrated communication with intelligent assistance, customizable, insightful dashboards, extensive database integration with AI insights, Ocean Zero, chartering a greener path for worldwide trade, AI-driven voyage optimization, automated new report validation with AI precision, intelligent weather optimization, CII dashboard with predictive AI insights, predictive CII and EU ETS. Ocean Mail leverages AI to transform contract and freight management, offering cutting-edge features that intelligently enhance your operations. Intelligent freight matching with AI optimization, AI-driven real-time market data insights, smart integrated communication platform, AI-enhanced document management and collaboration, automated chartering powered by AI, customizable AI-driven dashboards, optimized voyage management with AI support, extensive database integration with AI insights, Ocean AI. Get real-time insights and support for every voyage. Ocean AI is here to assist you anytime, anywhere. Advanced chatbot that builds on Ocean Chat's functionality. reads and summarizes Charter Party exchange. Generates Charter Party recap. Insights and maritime intelligence. Ocean Chat, your virtual assistant for instant maritime insights. Chat with Ocean AI anytime. Virtual assistant, real-time data on vessels, ports, and costs. Features advanced bunker price filter. Supports data-driven. The Ocean AI WhatsApp channel provides real-time maritime insights, from vessel schedules to port costs, streamlining operations with easy, instant access. Check scheduled vessels for specific ports. Access live bunker prices by location. Track current vessel positions. Retrieve detailed vessel information.
Same rate year over year. And that's how most of us think when we think about growth and when we think about how things change in our surrounding. But what Ray Kurzweil talks about is, in reality, that advancement in technology is not linear, rather it's exponential. And when you are in this part of this curve, till this point, you are kind of disappointed when you are on this exponential curve and you think you are not growing fast enough. But at some point it shoots up, and that's what's happening right now. It took us thousands of years to go from agricultural age to industrial age, but as you can see in the last 50 years, last 10 years, last 5 years, the amount of growth that we are seeing, the amount of change in our day-to-day life that we are seeing is very hard to comprehend. And it's going to keep getting more and more interesting, and I'm afraid that we are not ready for that. So then I started thinking about how do I prepare for this future. My hypothesis is that there are three things that we need. And we start with specific knowledge. Specific knowledge I define it as something very specific that you know but other people don't. And in my case, luckily I think I am at a point where there are things that I understand which very few people in the world do. And the reason is that I have done many different things. So I was building products and startups even before I came to Chanakya as a teenager. That was my first .com startup back in 2000. But after Chanakya, I started sailing on the ships. When I was a third mate, I took a break for 1 year. And I worked as a maritime insurance underwriter for ICICI Lombard. That was my first total experience. I went back to sea, sailed again, and then I came back again and became, at a very young age, I became superintendent. And I was dealing with flat states and port state controls and doing what a technical management company does. So again, at the time when most of my graduates were still clearing second maritime exams. Why I'm talking about it is just giving a background about myself that I've explored all those different things. Then I came in the same company, I did commercial, technical, all sort of. You can see I have explored maritime industry from all 360 degrees and done all sort of roles. And then I was at a point where I was thinking what next. I went to the US for my higher studies and I ventured into supply chain management. And from there I worked in research and development for 4 years. Again, doing very different things that I had been doing in my life. That got really hands-on experience with all emerging technologies, starting with data analytics, robotic automation, especially in warehouses, and then even blockchain applications in food traceability. Then 2 years ago, I started managing a fleet of trucks, and then again, this year I decided that I'm going to step back and do something on my own. Right now, I'm working on my startup, which is building a hardware product, which is very unique, and I'm getting to do a lot more things like 3D printing to constructive manufacturing to destructive manufacturing using CNC machines and all sort of things. So that gave me some specific knowledge that I'm coming with. When I look at the maritime industry and when I look at any other industry, I can cross-pollinate ideas. And that gives me this ability to come up with a lot of new ideas. But I'm one person, so what can I do next? That's where the human capital comes into play. That's the second thing. And that's where this community here is super important. In every single step of my life, starting from the day I graduated from Chanakya, I was waiting for my CTC. I had my US visa appointment, but the CTC was not there. Someone from this group, Captain JB Singh, he made a call, I got my CTC in a day. So small things like that, every step of my journey, there has been someone from this group who has actually helped me. Captain Naresh Tripathi is here. When I was going on my first pre-purchase inspection, I have never done that. I called him, he gave me all the instructions, this is what you do, this is how you do it. But there are so many people here, I cannot take all the names, but that human capital is what I also have. And I have these two things. Now, waiting for the third one, what do we need next? And that's where the risk capital comes up. And that's going to be the topic that we want to discuss right now. And the risk capital is basically investment which is mainly from venture funding perspective. It's different from the investment you do in bonds or equities where you want a very specific return and you know that you will get that return. Risk capital is different in the way that you want higher rewards but you are also taking higher risk. And that's important when you are trying to build something new and build something transformative. So luckily we have someone in this room who has been doing this for a very long time, both as a limited partner and general partner within VC firms. And you all know him, the good thing is I don't have to introduce him. So Captain Pradeep Singh, I need some volunteers to bring 2 chairs on the stage, and then Captain Pradeep and I will engage into a fireside chat talking about venture funding. Basically, the idea that we are proposing, and this is something that also Saurabh and I have explored in the last several months. Please, sir. So, we have been exploring this for the last several months. We have been reaching out to the IITs in India and a bunch of institutes in the US, trying to source talent to build something for the maritime industry. And we were stuck here. We were stuck at this capital and we are trying to recruit people and then I get. Sir, so let's talk about it. So, we need one more one, please. Sorry, I missed to make an announcement while we are looking for the mic. So any speaker who comes here, once you are done, you are requested to go to the Vasco room for a media interview, which is being conducted by the celebrity here. So Pallav, if you are in the room, can you please head to the Vasco room and get the mic. Thank you, sir. So sir, let's start with your experiences in the VC world. How did you start that and where do you think the industry is right now?
Okay. Before I start, I must tell how I met first. I was in Howard doing my university management program. I was doing a program in Howard, which is there, one of the most prestigious programs, all 100% management program. And I'm not much in social media, but for some reason I posted a photograph on our business school. And he saw my photograph and sent me a message that I am in US. That is all how I came to know. And he did not mention his education. He has done his program, his postgrad from MIT, which is one of the rarest here. And more important than he has a degree, most of us have degree in business, he has a degree in engineering. So let's give a big hand for that. Thank you. Secondly, I can correlate whatever he said before, because entrepreneurship is a mindset. And that mindset comes with the life, with the new Corona. And but eventually, it is there in the mind. I started my entrepreneurship when I was 12. You cannot call it entrepreneurship, but I saw an opportunity. What happened is I was on a holidays, and my grandfather was reasonably rich. He had quite a few successful business. So there was an accountant. We used to call them Muni. He came crying, saying that no, you do America. Because what happened? Those days there was a scooter called Dracea scooter. So he wanted to give the scooter on dowry for his daughter. He said the original cost of the scooter is 9,000 and I had to pay a premium for that. I said, how much is that? He said 14,000. My mind worked immediately. 9,000 and 14,000. But I said again, next question. How much money you put for booking a scooter? He said $500. Immediately my mind worked 500 rupees and 500 profit. I said, let's do this. And that was my first business. I started booking scooters on different people's name and sold, and that is all. And those days 5,000 was big money. Second opportunity I saw, I was sitting in Delhi. I had a friend who was working in a travel agency. And he said that this is fantastic business, no? My turnover is 5 crores. I'm talking about early 90s. And profit is huge because money comes, before those days money used to come in advance and used to get credit from the airlines. So he said, huge profit, but my eye only worked on one thing, cash flow. So I said, but how much cash flow you have? He did not understand. My question. He said, no, but cash flow is 5 crores. I said, he said, if I had money, I will start this business. I said, buy the next shop, start the business. He said, what do you need? I said, cash flow. 50% of the cash flow I will take out and I will plug in with some notice. He did not understand. He said, I am a fool. I took that money out and created very sizable business. What I'm saying is entrepreneurship is a mindset. And that is where I started. And then again, if you keep talking about entrepreneurship, I will take 3 days to talk because I have done everything possible in life. Like he said, that right from running restaurant to cost to tech. So on this capital, I always, everybody around me, when I say that, always look for opportunity to make money. But at the same time, capitalize it. People buy properties. I always say that if the captains or mariners cannot be entrepreneur in India, nobody else can. Because you make early money at very young age. But then you get stuck. But if you use that capital to create seed for you, people invest in properties but never sell. Whoever comes to Dubai, I always help them buy a property. But I always tell them, when I tell you to sell, please sell. Few people do, a lot of people don't. And then they pay. Next time when the cycle comes, I will sell. That doesn't happen, right? So, coming back to the seed, the biggest hindrance to an entrepreneur is the capital. The risk capital. Who's going to put that risk capital? And in the investment world, there are quite a few different terms. It's called seed. And seed always comes from your friend and family. For example, my son, I used to always tell him, I became an entrepreneur when I was 12. He became an entrepreneur because he was 14. He was raising capital. He came to me, he said, I want 1 million dirham. I said, I'm not going to give you 1 million dirham. You got to raise first 50,000 dirham yourself. I thought he will take a couple of months or he will lose the interest. 24 hours he was back with the 50,000 dirham and I had to give him 1 million dirham. So, I think it runs in the family. So coming back, we're talking about risk capital. Now, while we run a family office, we have invested in venture capital and also in private equity. The difference between venture capitalists and the private equity is venture capital take larger risk. Their risk appetite is bigger, that is why their reward also expectation is bigger. Private equity always goes and invests in a mature business and they take the risk. The good thing is, as a venture capitalist, when you take risk, the multiples can be used. So we call it pre-seed, seed, series A, pre-series B, series C funding. Don't take me wrong, I'm not using these terms. I know a lot of you people are very, very smart, but of course we have a couple of kids sitting here who may or may not know, so for their benefit of knowledge. So when it comes to risk capital, most of the time people are too hesitant to ask one. Second thing is, one more thing I would want to say, that when people who are not aware how to run a business, they are too hesitant to give away. And what happens is, when you are establishing your businesses, whoever is investing is taking bigger risk than you. Because, and a lot of time what happens, if you bring somebody on board with you, it's not only bringing money, it's also bringing knowledge. They're bringing knowledge, they have know-how, they can guide you, they can tell you, and they also can tell you when to exit. And in a startup, that is very, very important. There's a term called build to sell and build to last. Both the mindset are very, very important. So whenever you get an opportunity to exit. There's so many smart people who have exited and bought back and again market went down. The same business they bought back at the half price or maybe 1/10 price. So that is very, very important when you have opportunity to sell and buy. And very, very simple thing like property. Okay, Indian property market is different. People think it's appreciating, actually it's just beating the inflation. So, but yes, when you buy land, if you get an opportunity to exit, because it becomes a plateau, over the period of time it becomes a plateau. So whenever it's reaching that stage, it's better to exit and go on to the next investment, which can again go exponentially high. So I think I have answered your question.
So, sir, I will ask you a question on the good point you brought about build to last and build to sell. But before that, I want to thank at least 4 people in this room. I won't take their names, but a few months ago, I was at the point when exactly like your son, I was raising friend and family, and there are people in this room who actually invested. So thank you very much for that. You are my friend and family, and that gives a lot of confidence to the founder that okay, you can raise some money, and also to the investors who are looking at you that okay, you have raised some friend and family. So there are people in this world who actually trust this person. It's not anything. So thank you for making me look back. And then coming back to that question, so you as an investor, which kind of founder do you prefer? Do you have a preference over a founder who has this build to last mindset or a founder who has a build to sell mindset?
Build to sell.
Okay, so you are basically looking for returns.
Yes.
Okay, that's a good point. Now let's talk briefly about trying to think about what can we do here as a group. And one of the ideas that we have been playing around with is creating our own venture fund. And we can call it a Dracea fund, or like Swarm and I were discussing about it. We said 1025 is a good name. We can keep that name. So when we build a venture fund, we will, as I described, we will have limited partners, LPs, who invest the money, but they don't make the decision about where to invest. And then we have general partners who actually make the decision about where to invest. So if we decide to do something like that, how would you suggest that we go about building that?
See, what happens is it's very, very important to understand what's the mindset. I think if we do create a venture fund, we should not only limit ourselves to shipping industry. Because we all love shipping, but the shipping is just 5,000 ships globally. We have so many opportunities day-to-day life. If you have an eye for investment, you can see opportunities everywhere. So one thing is we should be more spread on the investments. Second thing is when you're creating a fund, you're taking a big responsibility. Your investment committee, because people in the beginning only few people put money, but once you start making money, everybody wants to come. That's a very difficult part. So that is why when we are doing a decision like that, we need some people who take the credibility, who have credibility, who take the credibility. Investment committee is very, very important where to put your money. Because when you're putting somebody else's money, it has more responsibility than your own money. So whenever, like we do have a venture fund where we are GP, and we do have responsibility of investing some other people's money, the 1,000 times more careful. Because your own money you can afford to lose, but other people no. So that's the question we need to consider among ourselves, what we want to do. And then again, other people who are willing to do it. But and more important that how we make sure that every penny invested is invested carefully in the process.
Sir, I would like to challenge you on that. Your previous statement that you would like not to focus on one industry, but rather spread it over many industries. Now, the thing is decision making about whether to put the money in a startup or not. You need to have a good understanding of what's happening in that space. And maritime industry is something that we are really good at. So we know whether an idea is good idea or bad idea. Versus if we spread it over, say some industries that we don't know about. So don't you think that will create more risk for finding? It will make it harder to find the right startups.
Let me tell you, most of the people sitting in the room, when they are taking a decision, they also talk to their wives, right? Talk to their kids. They have more idea about those industries than you. And what opportunities are every corner. So it's not that, and again, those opportunities you don't have to use so much of brain. So very simple opportunities. I mentioned previously, cash flow. Now I can keep talking about it. So when I'm saying, I'm not saying that go and invest initially when you have to make money. To make sure you invest in the businesses which are highly profitable and the failure rate is low. They're just not going to do it because they're not going to put capital. So I think if you do multiple industries, for example, you have a family and you have a wife and 2 kids, then 3 kids know other industry more than you, right?
So basically, you bring that knowledge from outside. That makes sense. So we can take questions from the audience also. If anyone has any question they want to ask, Captain Pradeep Singh, then please let me know. Otherwise, I will just keep asking. By the way, his answer is very assuring for me because I am doing something which is not maritime related. So anyone else in the room who is doing things not maritime related, good news. Okay.
I'll just ask, please take a look. So my question to you, sir, is you mentioned earlier, you said,
Ship number.
oh yes, hi, my name is Amit Kumar Singh, 654 is my ship number, graduated in 2009. My question to you, sir, is you mentioned build to sell and build to last. So I would like to learn a little bit more about like the differences there and why you will go for the other one. Probably.
Okay. See, I have both kind of business. I have business for build to last. I'm a beginning build to last. But build to sell mindset is very, very important in any investment. Because every time you invest, and all of us are very, very passionate about what we do. But there's something called macros, macroeconomy. Like for example, so many startups are failing today because SV bank failed, SoftBank is not funding anymore, and things like that. So when you can exit, see, when you're making returns or when you're making impact, there are people who are ready to put money. It's good to get out and have that seed with you so that you can do more things. Rather than mindset of I will build to last. Sometimes you may be successful, sometimes you may not. But if you have a couple of good exits and you are sitting on good capital, you can take that risk. I will make this business build to last because I have sufficient to lose. When you can afford to lose, you always make money. Biggest money is always making asset management. Like you buy a ship cheap and sell when it is expensive. Everything is in the right order. Charting, management, everything is right order. You buy at right price and sell at right price. Same as real estate, same as the business. So, but when you can afford to lose, you buy a property when the market is low, you will not get sufficient capital. You buy a ship when the market is low, you will have to put money from pocket to balance sheet. You should be able to take that risk. That is why I said to you.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else? Any questions?
Hi, my name is Gaurav, 2003 pass out. So you spoke about venture capital. Typically, very early stage in the business, you look at business and investment. Hello, am I audible? So my question is, at an early stage, you bet more on the idea or the entrepreneur? So it's the question is, you bet on the jockey or the horse?
See, to tell you frankly, after doing so many investment, I believe if the person has done a couple of exits, he has vetted the idea. So I would rather bet, if you ask me personal question, I would rather bet on the person, not on the idea.
Actually, I had a similar question what you were going to ask. Because if somebody, sorry, Yarendra Singh, ship number 5513, 1996 batch. Basically, if you find somebody who's venturing into something where he's not really experienced, but he has an idea, then would that work out as a strong point for you to invest?
See, that is where the pre-seed comes in. It's a high risk. So what happens is in those areas, unofficially I can tell you, first of all, you have to get somebody on board, as you said, who people expect. whom people know, because, and again, one person is not going to invest in that, and it's better to spread. So that, even if business fails, not one person is going to lose it. Anything else?
Haji Ajizan, 96, pass out, period of time. The question is basically you, but also Angel on the last and when you said, you mentioned about sustainability and you mentioned agriculture and the technology. So for a nation to sustain itself, the ratio of agriculture, manufacturing and services should be 40-40-20. India has 60 services and the agriculture is come down. In fact, the land did also. When you say build to last, you've got a relationship with are we looking at sustainability of a business or sustainability of life on the earth itself?
So I think, are you referring to the build to last versus?
Yeah, they're both related because if you're building to sell, you are actually using a lot of resources more than build to last. Build to last, the resources you use will be less. You can produce more from it. But you somehow seem to reward the fact that agriculture is being sacrificed at the cost of manufacturing and technology, and that's a red flag I guess on radar.
I think, sir, so I think the discussion that we had earlier was not from that sustainability mindset, but answering your question about agriculture and agriculture being neglected, the way, this is my personal opinion, but I believe everything will become manufacturing. Agriculture is also manufacturing, and that's the direction we are going in. With the climate change, which is, I 100% believe it's unavoidable, it's going to happen at 1.5 degree C limit. There's no way we are going to not get into that situation where we will see huge climate impacts, especially on countries like India, and that will push the agriculture eventually to indoor agricultural practices, and we will probably be growing protein in the labs which we will consume going forward, and there will be more and more dependence on industry. So, in my opinion, agriculture will also become industry, manufacturing, and there won't be much difference.
That's a deep insight. Thank you for that. The second question again to you is about the point of singularity. That's when the machine intelligence will be greater than human intelligence. So when you talk about intelligence here, we're talking about body, mind and the intellect. We're confusing that with intelligence. Now, as far as body, mind and intellect is concerned, artificial intelligence is restricted to that. Whereas you have the capacity of spiritual intelligence. You're a spiritual being with a human experience. Now, when you have that, you have an abundance of intelligence coming from the field of consciousness, which you can capitalize on. Okay? So can artificial intelligence get spiritual intelligence?
Definitely, sir. So this is a very widely debated topic, and I am by no means an expert. I'm just relaying what I read and what I hear and what I see. So based on the experts that I follow, the similarity that I refer to, that's the point where the boundary between biological intelligence and machine intelligence will be blurred. And the idea is that there will be nanobots, nano-particle size robots that will be injected into our brains. And like we have intelligence in our phone right now. If you ask me something, I can always Google and answer you. We are getting that assistance through the phone. But going forward, 2025 is the time we expect it to happen. That the boundary between biological intelligence that we possess and the machine intelligence is gone, and the machines are actually sitting in our brains. And we can think and connect directly to, and that's what Mika is working on, one of Elon Musk's startups. And that's the direction we are heading. And the scientific community basically doesn't believe that there is anything special in humans in terms of consciousness, and that's again another very widely debated topic. Like, where do we draw the boundary? We say, okay, cows are conscious, but cats are not, or cats are conscious, but chicken is not, and chicken is conscious, but maybe an insect is not, or humans are conscious, animals are not.
Okay, so, I mean, there's a confusion between the field of conscious and what consciousness you're talking about. Where science teaches us consciousness is the senses and all that. But there's a field of consciousness where insight and innovation takes place. They're two different things. And the Western world has confused us in that. Just be.
Yes, that's a very wide subject. Sustainability, first question and second question, both are very, very wide. question of itself, but let's stick to the.
Yes, let's get back to the. So I had one last question for you, sir, and that was about how do we. Can you? Okay, we have a lot of questions coming. I see one hand there already. Okay, we have a lot of questions. So maybe I'll stop asking questions. I had one last question, but I can always ask you later.
Thank you. Thanks very much. My name is Captain Venki, 7778 Muscle. My question to both of you. Okay, some of us are on the verge of retirement or already retired. Okay, debt free. Okay,
Speak closer. Keep it closer to you.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I repeat, my name is Captain Venki, 7778 batch, and working for LGD traders in Singapore. Some of us are either retired or close to retirement. Okay, debt free, kids are settled. Okay, but there is still a zeal towards this. We did have such opportunities what you have mentioned in one because we heard that before.
I have one thought on that. That we talk about bringing the general partners need a lot of knowledge to vet the startup ideas. Once you are out in the market, you are getting like 100 pitch decks every week, and you have to go through them. I think that's where this community of people who have a lot of experience, they can probably help vet those startups. That's one place we can leverage.
What's your take, buddy?
First of all, there is nothing called retirement. Why I said I'm retired because I retired 7 years ago. Retirement is free from time, free for space. So you can stay wherever you want, you can work wherever you want. That is what retirement is. You don't die when you retire. My dad is 80 years old, he walks 10 kilometers a day and he runs a business. So you should retire so that you are free to do things. And that is why I retired. But you never retire. So all of you, everybody is young and or getting more younger. So being more, and that is what we say is invest your money right, because now there is no pension. There is no pension for us. So invest your money right because it's very difficult to beat inflation. Inflation, currency exchanges, and you see in Singapore, you see so many old people working on the street over there, and Singapore government still has support system. All of us who are close to retirement or retired need to invest your money very wisely. All of us used to think we are investing our money to our kids and they will take care of us. That's not the case anymore. And that should not be the case anymore. You should have money coming to you, and that is why it's very, very important to invest your money wisely and create your funds so that always is equal or more than in the equivalent terms of the salary.
Especially those who don't have anything and don't plan.
Overnight government, British Bank and ship number 3451. If you are the topic of risk capital, I wanted to your advice on risk management for investment or to trading. I think about one example for example. Like we had this COVID some time back, and the papers I read that some European passenger shipping companies are all started selling their quite cheap. And like I said, you have opportunities all around. So people like me may say that okay, I'm getting something good, cheap, I buy it. And then COVID happens. I don't know how they know they should sell it cheap, but that's what I read in the paper. COVID happens for 3 years, and then what happens to my fund? So how do I manage the risk? We also scenario where you take it's a very good opportunity and then you put in your money and you lose a lot. That is coming in the paper also. So I just want to risk management.
Very important point, very, very important point. Of course, whenever you're putting money is going out of you, but of course course, how to control the invest in something which is proven. You don't go, that is why, when you invest in for example, you all guys are investing in the difference between how you have mutual funds and stocks directly. So if you invest in mutual fund, you believe on people that they reasonably well do the risk management and invest in stock. That is why you get a little lesser return, because you take lesser risk, you get lesser return, but it's more assured than the investing in stocks. Similarly, when you invest in the company, if you are investing in a venture capitalist, then what happens, you possibility of mistake, because they will be doing the risk management. So idea is that you get little lesser income, but you have lesser risk.
So I would just like to add to that. So we make one last question after this. So in venture funding, you are acting on the same maybe completely different the way you. Yes, sir.
Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Farah. I do Okay, that's us. We are enough to drink last night. You're doing well, doing well. Okay. We are all talking about success, startups, great. Can we talk about and educate new entrepreneurs and startups what not to do and how to market themselves first? Because sometimes the marketing cost might be more than the product cost. So, can you give us enlighten us a little more about these areas?
I think first of all, what we did here today is the beginning of that. Because we need to start from somewhere. So idea came that normally what happens is this platform in the days to come, years to come, for the people to come and interest. People pitch their ideas and something like that. And people say, okay, I'm ready to, and we are ready to. People are saying, I'm happy to invest in this particular amount. So that is where the idea should be for people, because people have to go to only the friends and family, and which family can be better than this family. Secondly, coming back to the marketing. Coming back to the marketing, things are getting much more easier than before. Of course, you need to pay a lot of money to the Insta and Facebook and LinkedIn and all. But when you start a new business, before, for example, platform, we do a lot of branding on the hoardings. To tell you frankly, my personal experience, holding only for the branding sake. You have no conversion from holdings. Maximum conversion is happening from social media. Social media is making a lot of money. You need to pay through your noses, but that's where the business converts from. But in the beginning, when you have a startup, you don't need to spend so much of money because they also know your business. They are very smart. They also know your business. Needs to market. You use social media to business. It helps, and the moment you start earning more, they know you are earning more.
Thank you, sir. I think we are running out of time. Okay, one last question.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Guru Gupta. I'm from Basic Institution. And I've read the book The Intelligent Investor. And I think most of your ideologies, I can somewhat relate to that. The lesson I learned from that book is that it's always very important to separate practicality and emotion, your emotional behavior, when it comes to asset management. As a 22-year-old who would like to follow yours and my father's footsteps in entrepreneurship and asset management, I'd like to know how you separate the emotionality from the practicality when it comes to asset management and investing, and how that has grown in your life.
Okay, so very simple answer is I never talk about this at home. My wife, my dad knows most of this. The moment you involve more people, it becomes more emotional. So, it can be any kind of a subject. And similarly with my wife, we don't talk stock at home. So what we do, she runs and she takes a decision to buy herself. but with this higher management. Success we talk about at times, but failure never mentioned.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right, thank you very much, sir. So we have a very interesting talks and panel discussion coming up. I just want to give us what teaser. We will have another panel discussion which we want to have towards the end of the session, where we are going to talk about the Dracea PC Training Institute. I'm really looking forward to it. But before that, we have a series of next time talks where speakers will come on the stage and talk about their own journey. And the next speaker is Captain Sanjay Gupta. And please come on the stage and take over. It's here. We will take a break after Sanjay's presentation. We will take a small tea break.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you to the Dracea platform. It's been an honor to come over here, talk to super seniors here. And I'd like to little bit tell you about the entrepreneurial journey which I am going through. And this is my introduction. I served as a chief officer with a master's license, 10 years in shipping, and then went to US to do something. I didn't know what I end up. And I did my education, further Master of Engineering Education from Ohio State University. And I got into the healthcare industry. It was completely a different industry for me. And in 12 years in the healthcare industry, I worked for different companies. First one is Philips Healthcare, where I worked with Philips Healthcare to develop and work in that team, the Philips team, to develop the new CT technologies. So if you have seen the CT images, they are black and white CT images, probably. But there is a new technology which has been developed, which will lead to the colored CT images. You can see the colored CT images, with the black and white images. Then I worked for the company Accurate. Accurate is a company who develop radiation therapy equipment. They make the robotic equipment to treat cancer. So what we are seeing is a big robot which is treating a patient who has cancer. Then I work for another company which is Embed Biosciences. It's kind of a company which is growing to moving beyond the startup stage. And I'd like to share more experiences of what I learned in Embed Biosciences. And I think the stage is set because there's a lot of talk about the investments, how does the investors like to see their money going, and then how the startups struggling, trying to come in the market, and then has a lot of pressure of investors. So I'll share that. I'd like to share my experiences. It may help the new entrepreneurs who are going through their startup journey. So before that, I just want to talk about this company. This company is into the advanced wound care. So we make the products which can be applied over the burn wounds, it can be applied over the surgical wounds, it can be applied over the chronic wounds. This market itself is a pretty huge market. It's about 20 billion and then will be around $82 billion market. So this is a little bit about this product. This product is itself a highly innovative product. Once it's applied, you can see a case of a 2-year-old child who got burns,
and our product was applied between 22 days. The wound is completely healed. There is no scar mark. The biggest thing in the burns is after healing, there is a lot of scarring and scar marks are there on the burns. But this product, there will not be any scar marks. This product is actually a bioabsorbable product. Once it's applied, the skin will grow over it. And then this product itself will absorb at body. The aspect or why I'm talking about this, it's not about the pitching of the product or looking for any investment. I'd like to a little bit talk about what we are doing. So this is all about how we are growing a company. We are primarily into the US market, but we are going all around. And definitely this growth will lead to a lot of growth equity. A lot of money is needed at the stage of the company when the company starts moving towards the high scale growth. The challenge is for any company like that would be if we have to grow overall, your working capital is not in like 1x or 2x. It will go to 30x, 50x. And you have to be very careful how you want to take the company to the next level. This is a typical stages of any startup. You can see the startup is ideation, concept, committing, then you make the product, try to do a product market fit, and then you establish the product, and somewhere the product, if you're lucky, the product will go to the growth stage. So this company is at the growth stage now, which means that it has already passed through different tough milestones and then has gone up to the growth stage. What happens at the growth stage is either company will grow and really become big and will end up into an IPO, or the company will be acquired by the big players in that market. I just want to share the key lessons which I've gone through. Being in this company, I've seen a lot of pain points. What we have seen in my previous slide was the goodness of the product. But it is the goodness of the product. Doesn't mean that this company doesn't have a lot of challenges. There are two key things which I can share here. One is funding. I know that there's a lot of discussion about the funding in the previous talk. The funding always supports the company's growth, but with the funding, you lose the company control also. Once you lose the company control, you have to manage the investors very carefully. You cannot manage the investors and you lose the full company control. Once you're done, no matter where your product is, how good the product was, it's gone. Because you will lose the control. And it's true for any industry. It's not only for the medical company or medical device. It's true for any company who is going through that growth. They may take the fundings initially, they feel like, okay, let's go and find out some money from here and there. I do understand and appreciate the friends and family around where you don't dilute your equity. Beyond those, you start diluting your equity. You have to be very careful when you dilute your equity. You have to manage the investors better. Second is scaling up. When you try to scale up, you need a lot of money, as I told you before. That money is not coming free. Either that money is coming from some banks, or again that money is coming from some investors. Now, when you are in a scale up, you are basically doing two things. One is sales and another is operations. If somebody is trying to get the orders, lot of orders for you, and somebody is trying to make the product and sell the product now. The biggest thing in this whole equation is the money. If you don't have the working capital to manage this scale of growth, you will end up into again either going in front of VCs or going in front of people and asking for money, and again you may lose control. So be careful how you want to scale up the company. In center, I tell people, people is most important. A single person cannot run the company at that growth stage. You will need a lot of people. You don't need a very highly talented person around. You need a trustworthy person. You need the people who will be part of the leadership. And if you lose that and try to get a very highly talented, I don't want to give the name of the institutions, but I want to say that be careful. Who are your main key leaders around which your company you are trying to build a company? And again, I want to emphasize trustworthy. Let me explain a little bit what does trustworthy means. As a founder, you have a vision. You have your own vision. You are living in your own world. You are trying to do something and trying to get the people on board to listen to your vision and work with you. If you don't get the people around you who don't have or share the same vision, you will have a divided leadership. You will have divided teams within the company, and it will become very difficult. The other thing is about the product market fit. If your product is not fit in the market and you're still trying to build a product, something is wrong. You have to start looking at what's going on. Is this product is required in the market or not? Or you have to do something you can meet the market needs. The last thing which is very important is paying customers. So you need to understand all the time who are your paying customers. So just an example for our product, the paying customers were insurance companies in US market. So if you keep thinking that our paying customer is a patient on which the product is applied, that's not true in that market. But that doesn't mean that it is same for India market. In India market, the paying customers will be the people itself because it's a kind of a private market and people want to take care of them by themselves. It's very important that you need to understand who is your paying customer. So, in all, it's a short talk. I just want to say that these are the key things. If they all go together and if your stars are aligned, you can really build a good company. So with that, I just want to listen. Any comments or any questions? Any questions?
No, it's a good presentation. At least you know you took it in the whole journey. I think it's a compliment to what we had just now. You right from the pre-seed to Series A, B, C, you and to private equity, all listing you took it. So it's a very, very, I think, enlightening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I saw the word bio science, and I was a little surprised at this. Basically, because the biggest challenge today to humanity is the combination of biotechnology and artificial intelligence. That's one. The second thing, I know a lot of people, but still I kept reading. We talked about cyber security, but I'm not sure whether we have been able to make a parameter human brain is splendid. I'm sure they will find a solution to it. But at the moment, at least what I read is that there is very little in place. I think the only place where they have done a little bit of work is in the European Union, where they have framed some laws as to where artificial intelligence should have parameters up to what levels they should do it. And especially between biotechnology and artificial intelligence. Their integration together with the neurons of the brain in the brain. That's the biggest challenge. Of course, I'm very happy that we are thinking about artificial intelligence and shipping to the limits that are possible. Thank you.
Yeah, so I just want to add this point. I know that there was a lot of discussion on AI. I just want to add a little bit about how this is perceived in the biotechnology world, how it is perceived in the medical sphere. AI is happening all around, going in all areas. In the medical industry, AI is not just about a jump in and start getting. The products in the medical industry are still governed by the regulatory bodies. So in US, it's FDA, in India, I'm sure there is a regulatory body who will allow what type of products, medical products, can be utilized on human beings. Now, speaking of AI into all the medical products, we call it software as medical device. Again, those software as medical devices are very much controlled. It can't be any AI said check multiple times whether this thing is going to work or not before it applies. And even that's happening, there's a feedback system. So, intelligence, artificial intelligence is going to come into the biotech, but it will be very much controlled. It will not like open bin and any applications come and just go into biotech.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for the presentation. We'll take a break for tea coffee, but right after the break, I think we'll talk about the more opportunity journey, and then that will be followed by talk by Captain Nitish about you talking about Amria. So please come back for those amazing presentations, and then we'll have more presentations after that. Thank you.
सर फ्रीज कर चल तो रहा लाइट हाँ मेरे पर सर इधर लाइट यहाँ
So guys, we have now gone into a break, tea break for about 15-20 minutes. Please do come back and join us for further interesting sessions. In the last, there will be a panel discussion on Dracea Institute, which is being thought of. I think it's a great idea, and let's see how it pans out. So see you in about 15 minutes. Thank you.
what extent you want to go to, where you want. So that freedom you have. And again, as I said, even if you are working in a shipping company as a superintendent, as a manager, as a technical director, or the CEO, you still are answerable and accountable on a daily basis. You've got to go to office every night. For this trip, I came 4 days back to Goa because we are coming to Goa, and I said this is a lovely time to come 4 days before, and I do my work along whatever I have to. And I called up a very dear friend and a batchmate of mine. I said, when are you coming to Goa? He says on the 15th. I said, yaar, aja jaldi aja, we'll spend a few days here. Nahi yaar, bahut kam hai, I can't come. So that is the difference in doing a job and being an entrepreneur. And I'm sure many of you, how many entrepreneurs in this office gathering? Hold on. And how many aspiring to be entrepreneurs?
Everyone.
Everyone. Wow. That is what we want. That is exactly what we want. So I will tell you just 2-3 things which in my 2.5 decades what I have learned and I would like to share with you as entrepreneurs. I mean, you have great speeches, great talks by everyone else, but I'll just share 1 or 2 points in the entrepreneurial journey since that's what the topic is. One thing that we realize as entrepreneurs, that you want regular business. You want business coming to you regularly. In the sense that you have a client, he gives you one job, and then you go to the next client, and the next client for one job. That's what you don't want. You want regular business, right? And if you get regular business, you don't have to keep struggling, and you can build your clients, and you can keep moving on. There is a difference between repeat business and loyalty. Can anybody here tell me what do you think is the difference between, of course both of them are giving you regular business. What do you think would be the difference between repeat business and loyalty? Anyone here?
Loyalty is more sustainable.
Yes sir, absolutely, you are on the right track. Loyalty is something which is emotional. You have an emotional connect with your client. And what he will do for you is, even if somebody approaches him with a lesser cost, lesser price, he will not leave you. He will say, I want to work with you because I think your loyalty and our loyalty works together. Because in our industry, in business, that you will find these challenges where people will keep shifting. In repeat business, which is also what you are aspiring to be, what you will do is, you will reduce the price, you will cut some costs. Just to grab the business. But if you go for loyalty, your customers will remain loyal to you. Repeat business is transitional. So, which is the best example that you can think of a loyalty product right in your hands? Most of you must be carrying a product in your hands. And what is it that you think is loyalty? Colgate. No, I said in your hands. Colgate, yes sir, absolutely. Your iPhone, that's right, somebody said iPhone. How many of you swear by the other fact that there are other products, features in there, but still you swear by the iPhone? That is known as loyalty. So, in your entrepreneurial journeys and in your businesses, try to strive towards loyalty. That will give you something which, other competitors will take you above the other competitors.
So that means like loyalty is emotional connect.
Absolutely. Loyalty is an emotional connect. Supposing I'll tell you my own example. We have a company which we work for and we've been working with them for so many years. And one of the aspects of one of the jobs which we do for them, the market price for that service is reduced and reduced and reduced. But when I asked this guy, I said, how come, you are giving us the business regularly or whatever? They said, we like the way you do work with us. So that's an emotional connection. We like the way your services, the promptness and all that. We're not looking at the cheapest option because that's not what we're looking for. Whereas there are other clients who will say, how much more, to repeat business, how much can you reduce?
But I think loyalty also has a great connect with quality.
Absolutely. Once why will a person be loyalty? Because he believes that he trusts in you. He trusts you will do a good job. He trusts you will do a qualitative job. So that is where it is. So anyway, the point I tried to make to you, the difference between loyalty and repeat business. Always try to get an emotional connect with your clients and to be loyal to them. Give them a loyal service. And rather than cut costs and trying to grab the business. It won't be long term. The next man will cut the cost for you further and you won't be able to compete with him. So, then another thing which I've learned about is the difference between skill hiring. A lot of people in the manning industry, of course, it's a different ball game altogether. But in the offices, when you hire people, the difference between skill and attitude. Everybody wants a skilled person, right? You want to hire a person in your office to manage your business, he must have the right skills. Isn't it? If he doesn't have the right skills, there's no point. But at the same time, it is, I feel, more important to hire the person with the right attitude. If the attitude is not right, the skills will not help. Whereas if the skills are lacking, you can always build up the skills. If you're hiring a master mariner, for example, a master mariner basically has a basic level of competence. But if he has the wrong attitude, then you're not going to make much headway. I had a guy who joined our office a couple of years back. And well-qualified guy with the right skills. But after a few days, whenever he'll come into office, first thing in the morning he'll say, if there are some mails from clients that we want to change a report sent in by an auditor, or we want to make a change in something, and the auditor is on board, so this guy will have to make that little change or whatever as the client's requirement. First thing he'll come in the morning and he'll start cribbing with the people around him. Say, is this also my job? Why this auditor should do this? This is not my job. But the client wants a response and the small issue has to be closed out. Next day he'll come. If there's something regarding SMS review which needs to be redone or a gap analysis, something needs to be redone, again he'll start cribbing. This is not my job. Why should I do this? This should be the consulting company which did that. Day after day, I see that the person comes first thing in the morning, he starts cribbing. That, am I supposed to do this? This is not my job. And the whole atmosphere in the office becomes negative. If it's a small setup, it becomes negative. So I felt to myself, it's better to have a guy with a little bit lesser expertise. We can train him, we can get him on board. But there's another guy, when I tell him, we need to do this, or you need to do this, his reply, why not? I say, okay, this change I do. Yes, of course we do it. So can you see the difference? So half the hassle is over. Otherwise what happens is, with a negative attitude or not the right attitude, you are struggling and the whole office and the whole team is struggling with him, trying to convince him, no, please do this, do it like this, do it like that kind of thing. So I feel attitude over skill is more important. And the third thing, see, I have a very limited time because there's lots to share. I was told 10 minutes, so I have to go a little faster. The next thing I'll talk about is relevance. Relevance in retirement. Something so many of you are looking at, thinking about, and talked about. I feel it is so important in life to remain relevant. Irrespective of retirement, the day you retire and you say, I earned enough money and I'm going to play golf, drink lots of beer, and lounge around on the beaches and go out. How often are you going to do that? Day after day, day after day, day after day, year after year, you realize this is not what really how come get a fulfillment from. It is so important to remain relevant in life right till your last day. I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example of what it is. Because even one of my very close friends and batchmate, he worked in a very top position and he's on the verge of thinking of retirement. And I asked him in the evening, I said, what's the plan? He said, यार बहुत काम कर दिया, अब रिटायर होंगे. मैंने कहा क्या करेगा? कहेगा काम क्या काम करेगा? बोलता नहीं काम नहीं करूँगा. I'll go here and there. I said, don't make that mistake. Because the day you lose your relevance in life, you are finished. Nobody will look at you, nobody will ask you anything. You will realize that you are just withering away. I'll give you a very fine example of that. I knew very closely, many years back, or 30-40 years back, the Vice Chief of the Indian Air Force, who spearheaded the 1971 war, and the Air Force was very significant in getting India its victory. He was so involved in everything, and India won a glorious victory. And he was the man involved in that. He was the Vice Chief. When he retired, he was the Vice Chief of the Air Force. After a few months, he went into the retired, I used to stay there many years back. So that's how I got to know him. And slowly, all back home and just gaze at the wall or really not do anything else. Day after day, week after week, month after month, we could see that he is just getting irrelevant. When the milk in his car, in a scooter, in the dolu, carrying milk did not come. So wife tells us that the milkman did not come. We can go and get some milk in the morning from the mother dairy. So the vice chief, retired, is going to the mother dairy booth. And in those days, in the mother dairy booth, they didn't even have those packets. You had to carry a dolu and then a coin. You know, you insert the coin in the mother dairy booth and take your own lota or dolu, whatever, and do. The vice chief who spearheaded the Indian victory is now standing in a queue to get the milk. Nothing wrong with it, I guess. I'm not really saying that, but can you imagine? Subsequently, next few days, the vice realized that there's some vegetable is unshort or bread is unshort. He says, can you go and get this? So now it became a routine for him. Every day he was sent to buy some veggies or do some odd jobs and pick up something. This is not there, that is not there, and this is how his journey went on. And after 15-20 years, whatever his time was over, he went up.
I'm not going to be popular with the wife.
Oh, never mind, that's okay. So that is why, luckily, there are not too many ladies. Entrepreneurs here. And at the same time, there was another gentleman I interacted with. He retired as a lieutenant colonel in the Indian Army 30, 35 or 40 years back. And he picked up, which is a very middle level or not a very senior position, he picked up a job with the Red Cross. And he became their honorary secretary. And he worked for 35 or 36 years at the Indian Red Cross, coming every day to work. And I interacted with him. I'm sure anybody from here in Delhi who has done their first aid training at the Indian Red Cross, done stuff. Did you have that opportunity? No? You did that. So there was a guy called Colonel Gulati. He was the honorary secretary there, and every day he would give you a little bit of a tough time, pass this exam, don't do this, that. And finally the government of the bureaucracy changed in Delhi, and at 88 they told him you better retire now. And till 88 he served that organization, and you would see him smartly dressed, walking into the organization, everybody looking up to him and sharing and giving them that respect that this man is looking after this organization. So what was that? He maintained his relevance right till the end. And unfortunately, within 1 year, he passed away. And that was the end of the story. Anyway, my time is over. I just tried to tell you these 3 things about, I guess you got that this thing. Yes. And last thing I'll end up my talk is that in business or your entrepreneurial skills, always remember, keep commitment your most important factor in life. And honor and quality, make it your passion. Commitment, keep it your responsibility. Quality, your passion. And relevance, your never-ending journey in life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We are coming next. We will be talking about Maritime. You want to be with us?
Good afternoon, friends. Just last week, I was given a call by Captain Gupta, and he said I should talk about Angria. I told him, give me a day. I said, just today, my bank has taken over my business. Angria is no more with me, it's with the bank. And I thought, will it be right for me to speak about Angria now? Thought for a day. The entrepreneurship still stands. The business is gone. So like I said, entrepreneurship. Like what Captain Khanna said, it's a journey. It's a journey. It's a commitment. And it's a passion. That again, later on culminates into business. So I want to talk about the entrepreneurship of the people. And the people who were involved, the team Angria, and a lot of people here who have been our help, mentor, and support. So, before I start Angria, we are the group of mariners. Many of whom sail with me, many of whom I know, the chief engineers, the management companies, and the thing. And our mentor at that time, also with the legalities which we had a lot of hurdles with, and the interpretation of that, Captain Subedar, who is part of us. Yeah. But the background before we started Angria was Kokan Shakti and Kokan Sevat, which are the first ship which I saw in 1971 in Goa, just after the war. We shipped it to Goa and that time. And the ship would hoot the horn in Alwada Bay, and the whole town will come into the energy. The whole people running up to the ship to board, and the people coming down, going down, the whole fish. The bedding, you have to carry on. And when I joined, at that time these ships used to come and work next to us. I can say now, but they also used to get training for our weekend. So we also come from a background where I just want to show you a small Instagram, because this was not part of the presentation, but we just want to show you a small presentation as to from where we are a group of people. We are a group of people who started India's first wildlife sanctuary, 1,200 acres, and the largest one even today. We were instrumental in forming 2 wildlife sanctuaries. One is Bhimgarh Wildlife Sanctuary, which is in Karnataka adjoining Goa, and Madhuri Wildlife Sanctuary in Goa itself, administering 500 square kilometers of forest. Today, we have enough information through our Madhuri Research Center, we have a research center, to prove it as the tiger reserve, and it will soon be a tiger reserve. So with this background, experience of ecology, and being a naturalist, being in this forest for about 13 years, and doing research also on sea mammals, crocodiles in the Goan rivers. With that experience and a marine experience, we decided to come to start Andia. In 2016, the idea moved in 2016, and we can start with the Andia story PPT. Why Andia and how it first started? India had a vast sea coast, but India never had a cruise ship. It did what? There are some ferries which are operating like Kokan Shakti, Kokan Seva. But for a long gap, India couldn't have a cruise ship because there were certain challenges. Indian coast doesn't allow you to have any cruise operations for 4 months. That is full monsoon, you can't have operation. Only 8 months of operation should cover up everything, right from capital cost to the operational cost which has been already. High cost of capital funds. The high cost of capital funder, the Indian banking system doesn't support marine entrepreneurs. The ship is never considered as an asset. So we couldn't get a finance from a bank, or probably also the entrepreneurs who wanted to start maybe earlier couldn't get into this business because there is no capital available for a marine passenger cruise system. To mitigate these two challenges into a super luxury ship, and so we sourced, this is Ogasawara Maru, a Japanese ship, 1,200 passengers. He was doing to Ogasawara overnight. A very strategic was for carrying fish. It was a refrigerated compartment for about 1,000 tons of fish, and at the back we had the ship could carry 4 containers. She was a lifeline for Ogasawara Islands. And we have started converting the fish hold, 1,000 ton, we converted into a discotheque. This is the discotheque into making. The ship underwent a complete change in-house in Goa. Marmo Goa Port, Captain Arun Kumar is here. They were a great support to us throughout construction and modification of this vessel to the operation we were in. Thank you, sir. The ship was named Angdia. Angdia was named after Sir Khel Kanoji Angdia. He was the first admiral of the Maratha Navy, or rather you can say Indian Navy. We had a trade with Korea almost 200 before BC. One of our princes went and married a Korean king. She went in a ship, a sailing ship. But India had trade with the whole world, the Europe did not. But when Europeans came to India and the Shivaji Maharaj, when he saw that they had guns, he said, we must have it. So Kanoji Angdia was the first admiral. He entered the battlefield at the age of 13 and never lost a battle. We wanted to follow his legacy, and that's why we named her Angdia. Kanoji Angdia doesn't have his photograph bare-chested. He's always in that suit of mirror. His 12th descendant are still there, they stay in Alibag. So I had to ask them that I want to paint Kanoji Angdia bare-chested and not in his full uniform. That is how we went to the battle. And they gave me the permission, you can. And then they came to name the ship, Angdia.
And when we were standing next to it, I don't have the photograph, they exactly look the same. Now this is after. We converted it. We converted her into a complete cruise ship with an element. We always wanted to maintain an element of marine. Like what we had on Dufferin or Rajendra, we used to sleep on deck, we used to be on deck. Now most of the cruise ships give you a feel that you are coming to a 5-star hotel. We wanted to give them a feel that you are on a ship, so we had more open decks. So what you see here on top is a fly deck where most of the people would even sleep and spend the whole night from our journey to Mumbai to Goa. You need the theme entirely focused on Konkan coast. The ship has to be completely indigenized and should carry a theme. So we carried a theme of Konkan, which was originality of Kanuji Andre and the west coast of India. The cabins were named after coastal forts. There are huge number of ports on the coast. So all the cabins were named after coastal forts. Some of them named after lighthouse in the route. Seabird along the coast. Some of the cabins were on seabird. And below deck cabins were named after underwater mammal crustacean turtles. And the domes were named after the communities which live on this coast. So it was completely, when you go on ship, you will feel you are a part of Konkan. We maintain the complete robustness of the ship. Because when you come on the ship, you must feel that it is a, so we try to maintain and keep her structure azimuth and exposed. What you see in this Ancora bar is an actual spare anchor of the ship. Marine trivia, the whole ship was put with lot of marine trivia, what the marine compass, why ship is called as a she, and things like that. So every deck you walk, you had a marine trivia and marine graffiti. It is a Dracea ship. We have devoted one complete wall for a main deck on Dracea. Seafarers, if the seafarer did not at the beginning in India, that is how it is. The person we had, the captain, Nampiar, I had a good fortune of sailing with him. He's cadet 563, ship number 563. When India went into crisis with Iran and Iraq got into war, India could only get oil from Iran or from Iraq. And this man trained all our Indian officers and went in and out of Iran and Iraq during that war to keep the Indian economy alive. So we have a legacy, Dracea legacy, and an iconic person of that which we could choose for his name was Captain Nambiar. That's the Dufferin deck, Dufferin Rajendra. And we should take every passenger who is coming here to do this, to show them what is the importance of seafarers and what is the importance of Dracea. We had 5 bars at different locations right from starting. This is the lowest bar, the discotheque. And at each one you could get a different experience. When you go to Gaz, you would get the waves. When you come to the swimming pool, you get a different experience. You go to the Monkey Island, we had a bar. You go to the fly deck, which is where we used to have Titanic Point, again. So everywhere you had a different experience of a bar. We have the largest pool, aquatic based on any ship in the world. And that probably this is the first infinity pool. The experience that you get is as if when the ship is steaming, you are steaming with the ship in ocean. So people used to start, they come into port and they used to get into the pool and literally we had to pull them out after midnight. Also, we used to start our journey at 4 o'clock. People could be in the swimming pool all over. We used to see the ship move by. You see the Mumbai receding behind you. Then you are open to the sky. You are stargazing. The band would play in the swimming pool deck. At night people will come and dance into discotheque. And we had very good luxurious cabins, but people hardly use them because the whole activity is to remain till your sunrise and we arrive in Goa port and that beautiful Goa. Other connect of India to Dracea are the boys. We created the first floating terminal at sea in Mumbai. Mumbai is the tidal port. Coming in and out was the problem. We had to have the ship on an absolute schedule, which would come every alternate day to Mumbai and go back to Mumbai, to Goa. So we wanted to put our own terminal. And this boy is a place where our Dublin and Rajendra boys were there. I had that location and I told Mumbai Port, please give me that location. So this is off Bhausarata, off Cross Island. We have the boys, we can draw them even today at Dublin. Again, putting this boys system and having the ship berth there with the tides, we had to have 18 anchors on each side and no vessel, anchor supporting vessel or anchor vessel could come and drop those islands. So ultimately, some of us actually carried, like what we call that in Rajendra time, we used to have initiative standard test. We carried a crane on a barge and we put all the anchors in a position to get this first floating terminal of India. You remember all this we used to see there, and there was this was a completely dilapidated area of Mumbai port. That is Bhausarata, from where it used to what you see behind the tower. People at that time in Mumbai port were telling me this was a lighthouse. This was not a lighthouse. We recovered it from the dilapidated condition to show that this was a tidal gauge. So the tidal gauge, there are two floats in the water and they would give you the tides. And that tide would then be put on the flag post here for the pilot to come in to know what is the tide at that time. We converted this entire area into India's first domestic cruise terminal. It is now followed by the Mumbai, they are coming with the international cruise terminal, Goa port is coming with the international cruise terminal, and all other ports are now aspiring to have their own domestic or international cruise terminal based upon this model. These are people enjoying on the deck. We were the ship. What you see, these two young boys, they are the naturalists. What you see in the uniform. So we had full-time two naturalists on board who could take people very close to the natural history and the history of the coast. This is the lighthouse. We had weddings. We had 2 years of successful operation. We had 77% occupancy and 99% satisfaction. Satisfaction factor was 99%. Like all enterprises or all entrepreneurship starts with the innovative idea and has a set of risks. We were brought to halt by COVID crisis. After 2 years of operation, we came to halt. But Angria never lost his spirit. Angria, in conjunction with some naval officers in Sri Lanka, we decided to turn her into a sea bug. This is our people getting ready. They went to Gaul, we located the ship there, and we evacuated almost all nationalities of seafarers to their hometown. The most important part was the people on board. We never wanted to take anyone who is from the cruise industry experience. None of us, or none of the people who work with us, and none of the people we got on board ever had any cruise ship experience. Mariners, of course, with the ship handling, they had a very good people. We got people from the towns and villages on the coast. We recruited them from there who were not employed before. We have Captain Appankar here, Shutosh Appankar. Yes, he is the man who trained and got these people to work. Our team was posted T.S. Rahman for training for 6 months. We carried out all sort of meetings, all sort of things that how we are going to run the ship. We are not going to run the ship as a European cruise or a foreign cruise will run. We run it as it is our home. So all is to wait for people to come on board as if the guests are coming home and they would. And the whole spirit was put into us by Captain Appankar. Thank you very much. So this was a completely Indian ship, Indian modified, Indian people, Indian training, with no prior time from the European or foreign crews. And we had equal opportunity, we had boys and girls. What did Anglia do? Anglia proved to the world that we can have a cruise ship on the Indian coast and it can still make profits. Indians are capable of operating a cruise ship. Indian mariners can be a marine staff. Most of our marine staff then got employed. Also, we gave captains to the European foreign ships. The first time that they wouldn't employ Indian masters, but now they have started to think that they would have Indian masters. We paved a way for other ships to look at. The business model was then followed by Jale, then Cordelia, then we had Costa Serena come here last, and then this year there were a lot of foreign vessels looking at coming to Indian shores, looking at the story of Anglia. Unfortunately, the war or the Israel issue has made a Red Sea not very safe, so this may take a time. So that is what we created. And we also proved that we had no casino. We wanted to engage people with their families, we wanted to engage people with the coast, we wanted to engage people with the sea. And we didn't want to be indoors. We also proved that you can have a cruise ship without a casino. Our team, like I said, entrepreneurship is something what you has also achieved by intangible. Tangible are profits, benefits and business. But what this ship has allowed intangibly is a lot for our country. And we are proud. We just go through the journey again. We'll go on Anglia. Please. Volume. You can give the volume. Here I stand. The ship number 3439 with all your places. The ship is in Mumbai. Ship is in Mumbai. Just last week when I was talking to him, we just handed over to the bank. And the ship will always have its life because the impact in the time. Good people taking over. Entrepreneurship is over, now the business has begun. Probably. There are many. It's already been taken over the bank.
Which bank is this?
I am Ram Bhagavad, 7778 batch, also a batchmate of the world. I had the privilege of being on this boat from Mumbai to Goa. I think it's out of the world, it was fabulous, fantastic. And it's unbelievable the way he has done it. He has been watching him doing this, upgrading the ship from what it was to what it became. And today, now my appeal to all the entrepreneurs that may be hearing this morning, can you not find a way to save Anglia? Yes, all this as a project, save Anglia. Come on, all the entrepreneurs. All the entrepreneurs who want to do it, please come on this side and stand in the little door. I want you all here.
What he has told you is that what he has told you is that he has been kind enough to invite host meeting. No, on his ship for the entire evening. And he was already at host meeting out there. That's right. Gentlemen, I am history members on this vessel. This is one enterprise which went besides Singapore due to over-regulation. This vessel was acquired for X rupees. We ended up spending 2x rupees on its modification. Quite unnecessary. Similar kind of projects are going on the Ganges in Assam, in many other waterways, and all are struggling because of over-regulation. Without naming the person, the present Vice Chancellor of the INU made regulations which hit the bottom lines of this vessel. There was no reason for this vessel to have been bombarded with class regulations and budget demand. If it could work in Northwest Pacific, there was no reason why it could have not worked in Indian waters off the Bombay coast. The naval permission, the speed permission, the pilotage permission, all added to the bottom lines of this enterprise. An excellent man who is standing by to make Anglia live again, and we must support that.
But to be realistic, thank you Rahul for this initiative. What you speak your heart, how we can do what he suggested. Yeah, I leave it to you. Yes. How are you?
No, thank you very much for all the listening. Thank you very much. I really feel very emotional right now with the support of all the people. But things that it is been taken over by the bank.
Yeah, but bank can't do anything.
They have a marine wing.
Take over the bank.
We also have something. The land that we
Gentlemen, we had a meeting with Captain Don yesterday night in this regard because we were working on a training institute project. So then thing was when he said that bank is going to take over, then said why not we recreate TS Rajendra, similar type of a ship, everything is safe. But everything has got a financial viability aspect. We have done our financial modeling with it's only possible with minimum 110 carats with an investment of maximum 30 crores. So if you put it into millions, it's coming 4 million. But Anglia is probably more expensive, and Captain Agun himself said that there are other vessels available much cheaper. So if you can get a vessel for 2.5 million, then why not? So again, emotions plus we have to be realistic. Yeah. So that's very important. That question is very what Guru also raised. It's very important that emotions one side, but the reality of business, the financial viability is also very important.
It's the basis the experience what you have learned. What is the next plan? Not Anglia, any other vessel where we can collectively. Anglia too. Yes. Yes. So it is the best. It is the best. So the second venture can always be a better one. We have learned a lot of things. And from the policy perspective also, what I was hearing that the government of India has to support. So we have Captain Daniel. Wow.
Opportunity to do my job as the MC. Sorry for the noise. I need to get down from the stage. And our next. Let's do the panel discussion. Captain Sunil Naki, so I'll hand over the mic to you and I'll get the chairs.
Thank you, Harsh. Now I think let's get on with some work.
खाना खा के चले ठंडे रहो
We will have this parental session and then we will have one more presentation before we go for the lunch. We have only one female presenter today, so please wait for that. She will be coming right after the lunch.
Alright, good afternoon. Start some work and bringing ideas on the ground. So we'll have a panel discussion on the Dracea pre-seed training institute that a lot of people have been thinking about and wanting it to come to a reality. So we're going to talk about the vision for Dracea pre-seed training institute. Then we'll also talk about challenges and finally the way forward as to how it has to be done. It is decided that we're going to do it. So we're going to now work on it as to how, starting with vision, challenges and way forward. To start with, let me invite the first panelist, Captain Pawan Gupta. Captain Pawan Gupta is the CEO and Managing Director of Pace Maritime, a leading LNG company established in 2014 with extensive experience working alongside LNG owners, operators, charterers and terminals globally. Captain Gupta has positioned Pace Marine as a key player in the LNG sector. His insights into the specialized training required for LNG operations will be crucial as we discuss aligning pre-sea education with the industry. We welcome Captain Gupta. Next, I would like to invite Captain Kyananda Singh. Are you sir? We have Captain Kyananda Singh, a master mariner turned entrepreneur. I think from now on, let's use the word seapreneur. Entrepreneur to sab log hi hain, you know. But since we have all the, somebody in the morning also said that we are better suited to be entrepreneurs, and we have all the skills, all the experience of facing storm and this and that. So we start using the word seapreneur. Hum alag ho jate. So he's turned into a seapreneur and founder of Apaka Research and Consultancy Services. With a defense background and a passion for discipline, determination and dedication, Captain Singh is now focused on building a residential school of international repute in Patna. So I guess his experience and his thoughts would make a lot of difference. His unique perspective on combining value-based education with technical training will greatly enrich our discussion today. Welcome, Captain Singh. Next, joining us is Captain Masood Bey. Do we have Captain Bey here? No? Maybe he's outside, maybe there's somebody. No, the next person. Then we have the honor of having Captain Bhupesh Gandhi with us. Captain Gandhi, Bhupesh Gandhi. When he was here some time back. Pallavi, can you just check outside? Captain Bhupesh Gandhi and Captain Masood Beg. Captain Saurav Vashne. Yes, sir. We have Captain Saurav Vashne, an experienced master learner and educator, a proud member of 83-85 batch. Captain Vashne sailed on dry cargo container ships and tankers with volume and ships. He joined the International Maritime Institute, as known as IMI in Greater Noida, in 2001 and has ever served as head of the institute since 2014. With his deep understanding of both maritime operations and education, Captain Vashne's insight will provide a valuable perspective to the challenges and the opportunities for the sea training. Welcome, Captain Vashne. I think we will start off. So, and as Captain Beg and Captain Bhupesh Gandhi joins, we will start off. So I leave the floor open for Captain Gupta, Captain Kamal Gupta, to start off with the vision of what he has for his show.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. I also would like to invite, I think, Neil Kamal. He is working on a training institute project already. Is he there now? Or, you know, we have actually 2 chairs here. Okay. So I think we are late. So, you know, it's our fault. So anyone else who is keen to discuss about this project, who has earlier worked on training institutes, you know, either in one of the, yeah, absolutely, please. So just to give you, I think I gave a little brief even yesterday also that we discuss about it. We have been discussing about it for the last 4 years. And 2 years ago, we discussed it in our AGM and got an approval. Yes, we can probably discuss about it more seriously. As I said earlier, that any project works on its financial viability as well. And so all those aspects have to be taken care of. There has to be a proper project report done. But I thought before even proceeding in that stage, it is good to have a very open discussion with all of you here and a panel discussion here with experts in maritime training. I myself have been principal of Anglo-Indian Maritime Academy for 3 years, and of course, Captain Saurabh is principal of IMI at the moment. Captain Solanki has been involved in various IWI training activity. Jan, I think you all know, you have been hearing that he has been training experts all along. And he is also so passionate about the Dracea, way forward. Captain Masood, welcome. Yeah, so I will start. So probably the thing which I would like to say, Captain Saurabh said he will be more like a devil's advocate, so he will be putting more questions for me. So of course, we did the initial basic work on that, and we have done the calculation. And for any institute to be, the location we have taken around Mumbai and within 100 kilometers area. We have looked at various locations, at least 5 of those. For 3 locations, we have actually asked for the documentation check, because the land parcels around Mumbai are very dangerous parcels. You may get something, there is something called blue line, and you never know that where that blue line is passing. That blue line may be 1 kilometer from the next nearest water body, or it could be just 100 meters from the water body.
So any land beyond blue line is supposed to be not, you will have a lot of issues with approval. And then there are a lot of forest land. Now there is a central forest land, a central forest and a state forest. So, all these things I came to know very in last 1 year. And so basically the assumptions on which this calculation was done, this is what I am trying to tell you, is that a DG shipping requirement is a 10 acres of land, but we were looking for double the size. Because when I was in Aglo, we also looked for double the size, and now it has actually gone 5 times. So once this any institute starts, it just grows. Our mining industry has got, like Daniel mentioned, is growing at a fantastic speed. So and its training requirement will always be there, and training requirement, the modern training techniques, if we can adopt, then yes, it will require good space as well, and all those things. So the thing is that we have taken 20 acres of land within 100 kilometer area in phases, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. I did not make the presentation, but I will be giving all this input to the project, the report guys who will be making it, in case we have a slight sort of an approval for that. And the cost which comes in approximately a capex of around 30 crores, where the viability comes in with 110 cadets. So all that factor is with the initial calculation, the data which I took it, of course, I left my principal job in 2014, and I will get it validated by Dr. Saurabh now. So all those things have happened. So now first, probably I'll give it to Gyan and to see whether we really need that. Of course, after the Captain presentation, so it's very hot topic, it's latest. So handing over to Gyan.
Thank you, Pawan sir. We haven't planned much as to who speaks what, so I can speak my heart out. First discussion was how to keep Dracea alive. Where do we stand? Where will we go? How to keep the name? And that's how we came to this through the AGM. I think we already have got some approval that we can have a training institute with this name. So the name lives for the purpose it always was, training. Next, I would like to say, having seen the emotional connect we had with Captain Lord, with Andrea, and now it makes me think, should business be done with emotion? The entire Russia was standing here with him. Because of his emotional connect, but then that emotion could not carry too long. So when we are working on this project, we should take into account the hard calculations also, so that we have to succeed. There are no two ways about it. Just to add the third and small point, if I may narrate that story, I passed out in '96 from Chanakya, and I was blessed to join Captain Jairam, Sealman, and stayed with them for 10 years. But on the first ship where I did 12 months, in the first few months I only had to hear, "Tum log sara 3 saal mein kiya kya?" Sorry, please excuse my language, ladies sitting here. "Tum log 3 saal mein kya सीखा? कुछ नहीं आता है." And I used to think to myself, अगर मेरे को नहीं आता है, तो मेरे बाकी दोस्त को क्या सुनने को मिल रहा होगा मुझे नहीं पता, क्योंकि मैंने बहुत मेहनत किया था। वो उसमें था, मेहनत करना नहीं पड़ा था, but I used to enjoy following what was being supposed to be done. And during those first few months, I thought, someday I will go and become CS of Chanakya, and no Chanakya can ever have to hear this out. As luck had it, some senior mentors, who was also an instructor in our time, Captain Lemon, he said, see, in government, even if you get the position, you will not have the freedom to do things you like, or change things drastically. You will be bound by many other things. If you really want to do it on your own. So that came to my mind, and that is always there in my mind. Now, the regulations don't allow me to start a training school on my own. But since education is always core to my heart, I am starting a school. I, at one point of time, also did that bridging kind of a course for the cadets. We as Dracea supported the cadets after pass out before employment. So all that experience we have, plus I do fear when I look at Captain Don, I do fear that I am a bit too emotional when I take such decisions. So I will require support of all you senior people, all experienced people to give me that clue as to where I should stop myself and not overdo things. So keeping all this in mind, I'm in the team where we have to work on the Dracea.
Thank you, Jan. I think very first question everybody should be asking, why? You know, we already have so many institutes. We already have, and some of the institutes are actually not doing well. There are few institutes which are for sale also, So why are we even thinking about it? So what happened is that, like we have these regular EXCOM meetings, and we have 24 of us in EXCOM, elected for 2 years. Now the election is due next month now. This time we delayed it because of this event. So, there have been things coming in that T.S. Chanakya is become like very person specific. If there is a good head of Chanakya, Dracea and Chanakya have a good relationship. As soon as a person changes, it's up to him. If he decides he doesn't want to have a connect with Dracea, he will not allow any of us. So it's happening like this. So then there was a event in our time, I think till 2008 before IMU came in. Our Dracea fees will automatically get deducted and come to Dracea. This used to be the process. Of course, from 2008 onwards, 9 onwards, we have not received any funding from Chanakya cadets. But there was a decision taken in EXCOM. Okay, we revived that by just a token fee of rupees 1,000. It's like it's like a alumni fee, one-time fee. Of course, we have not done an announcement for that. Then, I think through Captain Daniel only we came to know that probably right now also Chanakya is very minimal. You don't see much of Chanakya in any documentation. What Captain Achyutan said, any paper you get it, there is no mention of Chanakya. But yes, Chanakya board is still there. Sometimes lights do not work, so you don't see it when you are passing at night time. But it is still there. And that board may also go away, because I think once Daniel mentioned that there are some firefighting or some courses which are still in the name of Chanakya from DG Shipping. Once those courses, the approval is renewed, it will be renewed in the name of IMU Navi Mumbai. So probably they are keeping that board and a little bit of TS Chanakya only because they have those approvals. So it may happen that after 2026 we may not have Chanakya. So it's a decision we have to take that we need to be like Sindhya, where slowly alumni is going down. Or there is so much of experience, strength here that an institute, either an institute should take over or a new institute like a Greenfield project can happen and it can continue. So this is a sort of a decision making. Of course, AGM, this was discussed, but AGM normally we get how many? 30-35 people. I think we are here close to 100. So there will be 150. So that will give us a more, sort of, I'll say, a little bit of more weightage to whatever decision making is happening. And it's a big decision. So it should not be taken by just few people, or as we all said that it should not be taken. Some of us, who have been I've been involved with Dracea now 22 years. So at times our decision making may not be absolutely, it gets more inclined because of emotion. So we want to be absolutely right, yes, but the decision being taken is the right decision. So Captain Saurabh has I mentioned he's going to be there. I said, okay, so let's hear from him what he says, whether it is really required or not.
Sir, just a small to add. See, the product that we are going to create, that is the vision that we are having, the product that we are going to create is something like this. We have Captain Ankur Behel within us. I'm not sure he is here, but he master mariner, and he's gone and he went and climbed the Everest. So we gave him an award a few years back for this feat. So in his acceptance speech, what he did was he gave all the credit to his training from Dracea. That he could do this only because he had that training and the base. Not only that, then he went and he trained his wife, and she separately went and climbed Everest. So that is what we are going to achieve once we get back to our tough friend Rajendra shoes and Chanakya, of course. We need to recreate. Sir, back to you.
Thank you, Kamana. Thank you. So I am Captain Saurabh Ashne, ship number 4906, 1983 batch. Absolutely proud to be a part of Dracea, the lineage, my seniors, it's a brilliant legacy that they have left. Captain Don had something. And to all the seniors sitting here, and the juniors who have done exceedingly well as well. It's a brilliant legacy and we should continue with that. So a little bit about me. I am working with a training institute, a pre-sea training institute since 2001. International Maritime Institute was set up in 1991 by 12 mariners. It was a labor of love. The senior most of those mariners was 40-42 Dufferin. Two of them were 49, 51 Dufferin, and the youngest, as he said, Captain Bell, 78, 79, I think, Dracea. So 12 of them got together and started this institute. So the project is absolutely doable. They started on a small scale, which is not possible now because now DG regulations will allow you to start on a small scale. Running an institute is tough. You get day-to-day challenges, regulatory challenges, then placement on board. So that all those points we can discuss later as the discussion goes.
Yes, good afternoon everyone. I think I would not go into my self-introduction, etc. What I would like to, the Institute, what it should cover. What the Institute should cover is, we are talking, the first thing which we need to look at is the placement of these boys. Unless until we have a placement assured, the Institute is not relevant because we are talking of a professional institute. So now when we talk of this institute, it should actually cater to the complete sector. The other day I was saying that we work in silos. So we had divided the water transport industry in silos. We are talking of inland vessels, inland waters separately, then coastal vessels separately, foreign going vessels separately. That is one silo. The second silo with regards to port and terminal and port logistics sector is another silo. Then we are talking of going into chartering, etc. You have to do MICS, etc. And subsequently IMU came up when we are talking of graduation and degrees, etc. So when we are looking at this project, I think it should be a center of excellence. It should look towards not just a normal training institute. It should have all the requirements to be a center of excellence. If we look at the institute from that perspective, there will be, you can say, acceptance of the institute world over. Presently I am working with an institute which is called National Inland Navigation Institute in Patna. That's the only institute of repute which covers the complete or you can say comprehensively the inland water transport sector, with regards to, you can say, surveying, with regards to development of waterway, etc., and the manning of the vessels as well. So when we look at that aspect, we combine it with the port sector, we combine it with the maritime sector, then the complete sector gets covered. And presently, for IWT sector in this region, or I would say world across, there is no institute which is providing expertise for inland water transport per se. So there is a gap there. In case of when we're talking of merchant navy aspect or training aspect of merchant navy, there are, you can say, nearly 100 training institutes in the country at from pre-sea level to the post-sea level. Again, so what we need to do is that it should be, cater to practical aspects more compared to the theoretical aspect when we're talking of putting the trained manpower on board. And in this gamut of things, a training ship requirement is a must. So when we are looking at not only a shore establishment, so we must look at a training ship. The training ship on the lines of which should have a business connect. So that means a business connect means that it should be not just purely a training ship. It should be able to be doing commercial business as well. So then it is possible that we can look at this, you can say it will not be a loss-making venture. I have recently, in fact, submitted a report to the Inland Water Authority. The government is looking to set up 8 centers of excellences in the inland water transport sector across the country. And the first is likely to come up in Northeast and subsequently in the other parts of the country as well. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you.
Let's go over to Captain B.
Good afternoon. My name is Captain Masood Bey. I'm from the 1984-86 batch. We call ourselves the research batch. When we came to do the interview, small anecdote here, when we came to do the interview at Jahaz Bhavan, so there were 200 odd second mates standing there with placards saying there is no jobs here, go back. So that's where we started. So I started my life by getting into a profession where they said there is no scope. So that's my background. And then subsequently got lost out at sea for 15 years. The reason I'm on this panel is that we set up a small shipping firm, a group of Indians in Singapore. And I just came on this panel to address not the seniors here, not the people who have set up successful businesses, set up wonderful ship management companies and stuff. I have come here to address the younger generation, the younger captains here, to say that don't limit yourself to a career at sea. There's a lot happening in the world outside of that. For example, can you raise your hand if there's any chartered shipbroker here? Please. So that's 3 out of, and then if you count amongst the mariners, you'll be shocked that in a country like Singapore, out of 200 shipbrokers, there will be about 20 ex-mariners who are shipbrokers, which is very sad because we know the ships so intimately, we know that business so intimately, we know the cargo so intimately. So when I was working in Thailand Pacific, so I had a Japanese chartering lady. So I asked her one day, that, have you been on a ship? She said, Masood, in the last 12 years, I think I went on an 8,000 tonner once. And she said, after 30 minutes, I got down to gangway and I left. And she was drawing $500,000 and she's chartering ships. And that's all her knowledge of ships is. So my point is that we should not limit ourselves to that. Shipping is a very big industry. And I feel disappointed when the people in the northern and the far northern hemisphere tells us, oh, you know, you Indians can't do this. This commercial part of shipping is for us, and you guys are there to run the ships or whatever, right? So we set up this company in Singapore, the first Indian shipbroking firm, pure Indians, run by Indians, set up by Indians, and we proved to them that, you know, we can do it. And we should not limit ourselves in our scope and imagination. So that's my message to the young people here. And don't be limited by somebody else's thought process from another part of the world. Because, you know, Indians are a critical mass of humanity today. Yeah? So when I was a master, I think I commanded VLCCs for about 4 years before I moved ashore, and I joined a shipping company which was running about 100 ships. And I was a commercial manager with them. Then I realized that there is a whole big scope in commercial shipping which unfortunately is not open to mariners that easily. Whereas the barriers for entry in terms of knowledge is very low, because we know the ships tunnel to funnel, you know, for peak to half peak. Why should we not be there? Why should a Japanese lady who has not seen a ship in 12 years be doing that business, right? So that's my message to all the young people here. When I was a master, 4th year master, I was, just to share with you, I was making about 7 grand a month. So average that 6 months of the year, that was the kind of wages we were getting off for running a VLCC. And when I came ashore, I think in the first 10 months I made more money than what I would make in 20 years of sailing as a master. Not as a shipbroker. In a ship owning company, we got like 6-7 months bonus the first year. I was shocked. So I said, why should we limit ourselves? We are mariners. Yes, we got all the knowledge. It should be a platform to launch a lot of people into the commercial shipping world. Because we run ship management companies, it is $1 million business or whatever, but commercial shipping is $1 billion business. So we ex-mariners should be very much a part of it. That's my point.
Very well said, Captain Wade. Absolutely, we're talking about vision of the institute, but at the same time, I feel that we should enhance and make the vision of the trainees also bigger, higher. In the sense that when we were cadets, we could not think of anything going beyond Kaptan Banna and all that. You know, at the most, some of us would say, I become a superintendent. But we never, none of us, we were 240, none of us came up and said that I want to be a ship owner. So at this stage only, at the stage when we are setting up an institute, their vision should be taken up to the vision, their vision should be to become seafarers. Take them beyond. After master what? We give them ideas to become seafarers. I'm using the word seafarers because this is what we are. You know, seapreneurship refers to the application of skills, experiences and the values gained.
So we were all hoping to join a ship after 2 years, and then he said, no, you're going to stay 1 more year now. So it was actually told to us that the planning actually was for second year at sea. You know? But I don't know, later on it just did not happen, whatever reasons. Okay, so that was the second question. Third question is that, of course, there could be investors, there could be partners who could come in this with us. Placement, most important, as you mentioned. Placement, we had initial discussion with our, presenting sponsor. I met the big boss himself. He connected me to the team down below and below him, and we had that initial discussion. He had asked to prepare the full project report. So that's also, we are taking care of that aspect as well. Okay, but that's the only one company. This could be for many companies as such. Fourth thing is the participation. Participation, whether, who all would like, I could see a good crowd here. So probably similar sort of an approach as like Abdul said, if not Angria, he knows, through his experience, probably ships little better and much cheaper. So he is like becomes, because of his experience, one of the main pillar of this whole initiative. Daniel being in administration, you know, and a part of it. Are you, did we see your raised hand? Okay. So that's it from my side, and I think we can take up anything else from the panel.
Can I make some points?
Yeah, now we can.
Can I make some points? Good.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Pankaj Sood from 83-85 batch, and I am associated with technical ship management for last 22 years. It's a Japanese company I work for. I sailed almost 18 years before that as chief officer, master, as master for 6 years. So I've got total about 40 years of sea experience and land experience with me. When you asked the first question to raise hands, I didn't raise hands. Honestly, I am emotionally attached with it. We should have this. But from a practical point of view, in these 40 years, I became chief officer in 1990 with Volumes. And 1996, I became captain. 2002, I took sailing, and from 2002 onward, I am associated with technical ship management. During 1990, as a chief officer, Volumes allowed that you could recommend some boys to join as cadet. As a senior officer, you could recommend if you had some, relative or somebody whom you want to help. During this time, 34 years from 1990 onwards, I tell you, I did recommend some boys who were from a reasonably good family, but they were known to me. But that was one part of it. But after that, during last 25 years, I would say, there were at least 40 plus boys who were from a very poor family. They had borrowed loans from the banks to do this 3-4 lakhs rupees of training with some training institutes, and they were waiting for 5 years after doing the training and no placements. And some of them, just 2 points I want to share, 2 boys story I want to share in very brief. One boy from my hometown, I'm from Shimla, and this boy's father was a poor man. I used to know that from my childhood when his father was working in a sawmill, and I used to get scolding from them because we were mischievous and we will do something. And it so happened that this boy was sent to some training institute in South India, and his father had borrowed about 7-8 lakh rupees from the bank. And he yes, I'm coming to the point. After 5 years of doing deck cadet training, he had no placement, and he was going into a depression.
Those points.
It's just quickly as this boy's father came, and when he came to know that I was coming to Shimla, and here in Singapore very rarely I come to Shimla, he came, I don't know from where he came, he touched my feet. I mean, somebody who used to literally scold me when a child came, he said, please save my son's life. He is getting into depression, and he had crossed the age limit of being a cadet to be hired by any company. I somehow thought of something, and I said, I'll help him. I made a channel that he joined my company as a trainee messman. And he did that cleaning utensils and everything, and finally I got him into OS, AB, and now he's going to go for his second base, and he will get into the team also. And this was similar one story of one Bengali boy whom I have still not seen, but somebody did. What's your question? No, my question is, in your project report, please make sure the surety that whoever we take in the institute, he will be placed no matter which family background, no matter what recommendation he makes. That's my
We'll take one last question.
Sir, I want to speak. Sir, Gyanendra, I want to speak.
Can I respond to that, please?
No, I will respond because I am taking note of that. I keep getting such CVs, at least 10 CVs a day, recommendations from ministers level. So, ये तो बहुत normal है. So, for that, what we have done, what steps we have taken, I will come back to that a little later. But as it was going on the entrepreneur side, which we are discussing, I was also an entrepreneur. I started a small OC institute, prior journey government. So I know the pain what the entrepreneur goes through when going to decision. So that time I decided when I am on the other side, I will have the empathy what the other guy is facing. So whatever change has brought, it is because of being an entrepreneur. So I was thinking, it just came to my mind, I was thinking Captain Solanki, he is from Gujarat Maritime Board. See, we are making this race, everybody is running in the race. Whoever is in bureaucracy, IAS, IPS, you are not checking, you are just checking, they are in the race, the robots, top level, just like we are supposed to select them. There should be some criteria for entrepreneurship. Maybe 10%, 20%, we should give a proposal to the government to have entrepreneurship training compulsory. किसी ने किया है एक साल में 1 lakh or 10 lakhs, you will get some point and you will become IAS officer or bureaucrat. That was the first thing which is a takeaway. Probably Dracea can submit a paper. Okay. Point number 2, the challenges, what you are talking about, the institute. Because I have first-hand experience of running a post-C, but I think Dracea is going into a pre-C. Am I correct? It is pre-C. So as Captain Solanki was telling, it should be a combined center of excellence, where ultimately, obviously we are not here to make money, but then the institute should sustain itself. So with 40 cadets, or DNS or BSc, you cannot run. No? So you have to think on those lines. What additional things you can get. Maybe 10 acres, that is the requirement of DGS, you can get or pre-C. Maybe the batch is 40. DGS gives only 40. So you can have multiple of 40, 80, 120. You should also tap the other sector which is related to cruise and ratings. Unfortunately, nobody is talking on that. We have big thrust, government is giving big thrust on ratings. I met last week Williamson top boss, okay, and he has 540 vessels managed by them. So I requested him personally one-to-one because I resolved his one of critical mental illness person. So I requested him, please support, because officers will get job. I told him support our ratings. So he assured me 20% of his vessels he will have 2 Indian ratings. So straight away 400 jobs. So we are all in influential positions. We should support also the ratings to increase our strength from 12 to 20%. Okay, that is one point. The other thing which you are telling challenge is getting a land, 10 acres, NA. It should be a non-agricultural land. That is the requirement. So it is very difficult to get. I have seen many people, especially, but 3 institutes have come up. One in Asha Maritime, one is 7 Islands, and one more is going to come, Shuri. These 3 are in the Kabul region which you are talking about, okay? But they have paid hefty money for converting the land. So you have to involve that cost also. So 10 acres of non-agricultural land makes it difficult to push. So that will be your biggest challenge. Placement, the point of caution as Sir was raising, you have to be very, very careful. You have to give placement to all. TGS has issued guidelines also. Prior admission, you should have placement. Then only you can have admissions. Okay. My suggestion is not to catch, already Anglo and other institutes are doing, not to catch their owners, to get new owners so that we can increase our strength. And I am sure Dracea has good presence, they have their own connections, we can get our more vacancies and jobs for our Indians. Thank you very much.
So, I heard some concerns from here, and I think it's important to resolve those concerns. Why entrepreneurship? It's only two ways of working in this world. One is you work towards others' goals, or you work towards your goals. Think about it. And when you want to work towards your goals, you start entrepreneurship. When now we as master trainers have ship competency. What does that mean? That in any given situation, we've got a beta center on a ship. We can create purposes, vision, and share. We've got a group called Being Deserving. 25 non-employed Chanakya, we have got them employed without a single pie being paid with some competencies. That is, they learn fast management. And that's why I want to tell you, in this project, first thing we need to do after the vision is to create a risk management. There are hazards called natural hazards, inherent hazards, induced, and don't look at it theoretically. For me, theory is the best, highest form of practicals. When you do these hazards, then we do that every time, the operation, right? Let's do it for this. And identify the controls we're going to put in place, and then put that as a project report. It's not, people cannot refuse it. So my appeal to you all is work on risk management, and it requires a brainstorming session, it requires a board there, every thought, we can use this opportunity or on a WhatsApp, we can share that. Say, put on the hazards, and we will have a control measure for that.
Noted, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm Captain Govind. I'm from 1989-92 batch. I'm running my company, ASG Global Shipping, where they are one of the sponsors also. And I'm thankful that I could hear that Captain Beg and there are few people who discussed about the commercial shipping. And let me tell you that I'm in the commercial shipping since last 17-18 years. I was captain in 2000, and then I quit my sailing in 2003. I did my MBA in University of Hong Kong in the school, and then I came into, but my vision was very clear that I want to be only on the commercial side of the shipping, because I have seen the shipping while sailing. I could not see there is any kind of growth, further. So what I say is entrepreneurship is something of self-choice. When I close my eyes, I can only divide the people in two categories. One is employee and one is employer in the entire world. And like our previous generation, in fact, we were also trained by our parents to be the employee, never become the employer. So this is the basic fact which has to be understood. When you want to be the employer, there are certain things which were not taught during our academy, in our curriculum, still not being taught. There is no entrepreneurship, there is no finance, there is no accounts, there is no service marketing management, there is no logistics management, there is no international, global, strategy, marketing. A lot of things are not there actually. So it was very much for me as to adapt myself before so whatever my family difficulties, etc., still I had to save it and to educate myself, and then only I came. So that it was like my second birth, you can say. It's like they made for me. And then I could get into the commercial shipping. I was the fleet management. I had a 60,000 Hong Kong dollar job versus for being a superintendent versus being a surveyor. Yeah, so what I'm trying to say here is that our curriculum, first of all, being there in the commercial shipping, I see there's a huge opportunity into this. Being in India, as a country of 1.4 billion and 7,400 kilometers coastline, and almost 1 billion ton import and exports, and we see still the shipping is being taken by the overseas, So what I see that our curriculum, in fact, I try to recruit my own cadets like from the Chanakya in 2010-11, and out of 4 or 5, none of them stayed, or they were kind of maybe the short of things. So what I
think the point is that we should upgrade the curriculum.
We should upgrade the curriculum to include the commercial shipping, because still I have recruited at least 40 to 50 boys from the University of Petroleum Energy Studies. They are so what I say that our own graduates, I want to recruit from them. We want to take them, but they are not able to do. And then at one time we are talking about that they are unemployed. So there is something which we need to cover, because the shipping is a very big domain. It covers the port, it covers the logistics, it covers the containers. Everywhere you need a trained professional. So our cadets, we are very myopic and very horse-minded. We have to go on the sea and sailing in order to carry. And then we see after a few years, cadets are quitting and then starting something. So why not to be integrated part of our training? You know, this is my
noted, sir. We just discussed that. We just discussed that it will be a center of excellence which will serve both the purpose. People who come for higher studies over there would also become trainers while they are there. So it serves both the purpose.
One last. So I think we have more presentations so after this. We should keep it short.
Okay, just very quick one. I would suggest that you should have support of ship owners rather than ship managers, because sometimes ship managers are also not in a position to place their credits because ship owners don't like it. So very important, you get the support and some investment from one or two of the owners who would ensure that the credits or the ratings are placed on board. And second point is, why only Mumbai? As the land, it will be expensive, so you can look outside Mumbai. Why only Bombay? And it will work out cheaper and more efficient.
Thank you so much, sir. I'll hand over the mic to Pawan, sir, but I would like to say one thing. And this is out of the topic that we are doing. We started late, we showed indiscipline. We are ending late, we are showing second indiscipline. If we are really interested in it, we come back after lunch. I said yesterday also. If we are really interested. Because there were few seniors, very seniors, who were here at 10 and we are holding them till 3 to go for their lunch. So, just one line which I wanted to say about this topic was, IITians don't remain unemployed. If we create greed, they will get employed.
Parag, a very good point. Just before coming here, 14th, I met a ship owner. Okay? And we may get the support. So it's like, even I came here, whatever best I could do like a preparation, So, this point very well taken, and the second point is also very good, which again, we'll discuss. So we will go ahead with the project report. Okay? Is that okay to go ahead?
And the link will be given and the main WhatsApp group. All those interested to contribute in whichever way, with advice, with some calculations, can all join that group, and that group works only, no good morning, good evening, no photographs, only for this particular project. That's it. Admins will be deleting messages which are not relevant.
Yeah, I think on that group we should put the mission of today's discussion here.
Yes.
When it
Agree, sir. Agree.
The challenges.
No, we have like
Just 1 second.
We just put that recording there.
We have one more presentation. Very small, 5 slides, I guess. I saw it.
Yes. Ma'am, please come. Let's start.
While the good lady is coming over, I have one thing to say, sir. All of your seniors, I was always requesting that we call these people on the stage, because all of us are sitting here enjoying this. Few people are enjoying it purely as a holiday. Few are contributing some time here. Thanks to these people.
Yes.
We have not been able to do that. And very, very quickly, as a quiz, we all know Caravan, right? Because we started the event with the presenting sponsors. How many of you know this logo Acorn represents whom? Is the person here?
Yeah.
How many of you know just yes or no is the answer?
Yes.
How many don't know? There are few, right? We should. Captain Pradeep sir. Okay. How many of you know this logo? This program? Yes. But represented by whom over here? Revari man was here. I want everybody to know who they are and who's the person sitting here. Rashmi Group, how many of you know? And who's the answer leak करने का ना बहुत पुराना है. Base, nobody. Who doesn't know? Honestly. Base. Honestly, sir, everybody knows you. Pawan Gupta. For those who didn't know, by the way. Pawan Gupta and Partha. TNT Salvage. Who's the rep here? You know? We are drinking because of these people. But do we know who's funding them? TNT. Who's the rep here? Can we have Anuj sir come forward, sir, please? I have myself not met him so far, so. Pardon me, I would not like to pronounce that now. Sauvage. Who's the rep?
They are creating some, villas here.
Okay. So it's more from the real estate. It's a sponsor, but you should have known. Marshall Islands, everybody knows. Who's the rep here?
Captain Manning.
For those who didn't know, Captain Sanjay Manning. United Marine, who's the rep here? Quickly, sir, I don't want to take your time. I'm standing somewhere. But I want to honor these people. Yes. Sir, number United Marine?
Captain Masood.
Captain Masood, sir, number right here. ASG? Captain who, sir? No. Right. All these, we had somebody from Road Line, we have Captain Mangia, Masa, we know, Postma, ATPI, and so on and so forth. What I meant to say is that please recognize them, love them, because we had the industry standing here with Captain Don. We had our alumni standing here with Captain Don, but इस event को करने के लिए आप पवन सर से पूछो कि कितना problem हुआ है.
बहुत problem.
We are still shocked. जब सब यहाँ Captain Don खड़े हो सकते हैं तो अपने Dracea के लिए क्यों नहीं खड़े हो सकते? आपके पास अगर पैसा है तो आप क्यों नहीं दे सकते? As an entrepreneur. मेरा ही सवाल है. उतना पैसे ही लॉस हो जाता है यार. And one last point. I want Captain BP Singh to be here. Captain BP Singh, are you here? Doesn't matter if he's not here. Everybody knows Captain BP Singh? We missed out calling him on the stage as one of our organizers. Organizing. He deserves that. Captain BP Singh. Thank you so much for your patience.
Now we have Shikha Singh, right? Yeah, she's going to talk about, she's from our technology company. So over to you, ma'am. And thank you from my side. Thank you for being a part of the panel. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. I am sure everybody wants to have their lunch. I am the last one on the leave. But since I have worked with a lot of entrepreneurs when they get time, so I would like to share our experience and what we do basically through this presentation. Maybe some of you are aspiring to become an entrepreneur, and you have your own challenges, but you can always consult us or interact with us, and because most of the founders we have worked with are non-tech founders, so they're not aware of the technology, and we fill that gap. So I'll just give a quick, sneak peek into what we do basically. So the company is called IASA Technologies. We believe in technologies, and we believe in technology. And as you see, the things are growing, and what we used to do manually, everything is becoming digitized. And there's so much of technology intervention happening. So sooner or later we'll have we are talking about things autonomous cars and ships. So these are the latest stage where technology will play its major role. So what we do basically, what we love is we don't like easy things. So the management of the company, we really love problems. We have entrepreneurs who come up with unique problems from different sectors and segments of life. When we talk about sectors, be it agriculture, be it space tech, be it shipping, be it any industry you talk about. So we work with different founders across the industry. So all these years we have some unique problems from different founders. Apart from that, we also work with businesses, full-fledged conventional businesses also. Since, like I said, the technology is playing a major role. There's a lot of processes and things that need to be more efficient with the intervention of technology. So we also do that kind of work with conventional businesses as well. So we are a team of researchers and engineers, and we basically work with different problems, like I said, and we have our own in-house training center as well, where we train engineers who just passed out of the college. I see a similar situation like of unemployment, which is being discussed in the shipping industry, in the IT industry also. We are like, in Indore itself, we have around 15,000 engineers passing out every year, and they have no idea about coding, and they are just lost, and they are actually, investing a lot of money to get these degrees from the private colleges. So the one major contribution that we do is we work with these engineers, we train them, and we place them, we give them in-house work as well. So we work both ways. So usually what happens when there is a founder, he usually comes into this use case, we do an analysis, where we understand the problem. Most of the founders are not very clear of their problems, there is a lot of lack of clarity. They have a certain, they want to build something, they're passionate about their, project, but the thing is, they are not very clear as to what problem statement they are solving. So we help them, to unleash or to we direct them. We have a lot of questions, and there's a lot of discussion sessions which happen between the founder and us, and we find out the right problem statement, and accordingly, and half, they say when you identify the problem, the half work is done. So then comes the product, segment, where we talk about the tech stack, which is feasible to, undertake to build that product. And then, of course, scaling and monitoring, how the product does, So we have to build you from 0 to 10x to take you to their journey. In fact, we have brought a lot of founders across the globe. So we've been in the market for almost a decade, and we have built very successful product and platforms. Also, we work with lavish founders who pay us well, and of course with frugal founders also, because our journey is all about promoting entrepreneurship and promoting change in the society. And we also believe that India is a very survival-based economy. Like people said, we only make engineers, we make only doctors. We need to have more entrepreneurs. So we always work with people who are passionate and are working on constructive problems, and we definitely support some of these founders going ahead with certain kind of special discounts or facilities to these founders who also offer that. We have actually been backed by a couple of accelerators also, and some of these founders are also belong to these these accelerators. If you've heard of 500 startups, Y Combinator, Techstars and Station FSL, and we have given some training to some of the good clients like BMW and Extendox also. So we have done a considerable amount of work. It's a journey. We're all we're on it, and we have our own challenges. But yes, like I said, it's the entrepreneur journey is full of passion. Like I said, seeing Captain Loan and somebody representing medicine area. So that guy, they have a belief in their product. You fail or you succeed, that's the material, but you live with me. So I think that's very important if you are going on this journey. So this is one of the use cases. This is a fintech startup in US. It is basically a B2C company. The moment I'll just show you the journey we had with them. In I think November 2021, they were trying to set up a office in Bangalore. They had their own internal team who was doing the product for their development, but they miserably failed. What usually happens is when you are building a product, front end, back end, there are a lot of people you need in-house, and the founder has his own challenge of going into the market and meeting getting the market traction, which itself is a big job. So we here and come and fill the gap. We say founders, just relax and chill. You concentrate on your marketing. We'll take care of your technology. We'll act as an integral part of the team. We'll support work 24/7 for these founders. Yeah. So this company, again, like I said, they came on board with us in 2021, and then they actually, got in market product fit in 2024. It was a journey. We started with B2C. The company had to pivot. It got into B2B segment, and now they are making, I think, $500,000, dollars this thing per month or something like that. Yeah. So this is what we have done with them, and we are open to ideas. Anybody who's interested to discuss, and they are non-technical founders or technical founders, they can reach out to us. We can work on their ideas. It can be as simple as making a certain process from making a process for your organization, existing organization, to make it more efficient, or you want to build a product, or you want to do something disruptive in the market. We are open to all ideas, and you can reach out to us anytime. Thank you so much for your patience, and
thank you, Shubham. So we are at the end of this session now. We are planning to have rapid presentations, like 60-second presentation, but we are not going to have I would like Aditya to give a vote of thanks, and that will be the end of this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you much, sir. Hello everyone. My name is Aditya Singh. I am shift number 6485. And I don't really have an idea to pitch, at least not today. Maybe the most relevant thing for me to be on stage right now is that in my earlier company, I have been successful around nothing to have raised a small round from a fairly large VC. So I'm just going to talk about a certain term which goes around in the VC community, especially in the tech VC community, which they use very frequently and very unapologetically. It's called unfair advantage. Now this unfair advantage could be many things. It could be a founder who is super smart to the extent of being downright crazy. It could be somebody being in a very unique place where they are able to get insights that very few people in the world can. It could even be, again very unapologetically, it could even be a founder being so-and-so's son or so-and-so's friend, so that you can generate enough capital in the future or scale the business intensively after that. Now, this unfair advantage, I just want to run a small experiment and just go through the river. I will have 3 statements to make. Please reply with an I if you agree, and please reply with a no if you know. Number 1. The people at Dracea and everyone in this room and Dracea in general, we have a very deep domain expertise in a certain industry which not just impacts the world but bloody well moves it. Aye or no? Aye. Before I go to number 2, there's just a small statement again. We know that intelligence is not essential for, or not the only material thing for creating a business, but it sure as hell plays a very big part in it. So the number 2 is, people at Dracea are the brightest ones who operate in this industry. Unapologetically, I or no? Number 3, when a person decides to walk down the journey of entrepreneurship, he does that not alone, but with a backing of 100-year-old legacy and 8,000 alumni, many of whom are in key decision-making positions. And that's the support that he has when he goes into this journey from this community. Aye or no? Aye. Now, being at the intersection of these 3 questions, if this is not an unfair advantage, then I do not know what is. So please give yourselves a round of applause. I think through all the discussions, all the stories that we heard today, we know enough that every member of this community is incredibly supportive towards the community, towards Dracea. And one question I would like you all to leave with when you leave this room is it time to just go one step beyond support and ask yourself, can you take a chance on this community or people of this community? That's just one thing that I ask you the question yourself when you leave this room. Thank you.
Okay, I think time for lunch.
At Carter Bar, our vision is to create set and inspire enduring homes that empower communities and bring pride to those who live there. We aspire to shape spaces where people feel connected, valued, and truly at home. Crafting exceptional, thoughtfully designed homes that inspire pride and foster a strong sense of community. Committed to creating spaces where people feel a genuine connection or value and experience true peace, redefining standards for quality, you in the long run. Our vision is to create set and inspire enduring homes that empower communities and bring pride to those who live within. We aspire to shape spaces where people feel connected,
ये रख लो, मैं बाद में लूँगा आपसे। और ये किसी का है देना है, खाली है तो बाद में लूँगा। किसी को देना है? हाँ, मेरे फ्रेंड का है, वायर अपनी है। अभी ये इसके बाद आप आ जाओ वहाँ पे जहाँ इंटरव्यू चल रहा है ना, तो आप और वो अपना आनंद साथ में खाना खाना।
अरे क्या करूँ मैं